Is there whiskey? I didn't bring it. My red
De
side.
Serrano.
There used to be Southern Comfort here. Right?
Where's it?
Something went wrong.
Do we still have De Serrano?
That's Serrano.
La Serrano.
Yeah. There's nothing.
It's pronounced Deserano.
There's some wine in the refrigerator.
Alright, look,
Yeah,
guys.
there's some red wine in there. It was my old bottle. You can have it.
Red wine.
Oh, Dixon's excited.
17.
We're super.
Just like the good old days.
Everybody's getting turned
I
down.
ain't got a glass. There's glass in there?
Nope.
It's getting turned.
There's the boot.
How are you so loud?
Who's loud?
You
Who's loud?
Hello.
You see my hat okay?
You ever seen the fucking Saturday Night Live skit with Will Ferrell? Where it's like the weekend update, and he's on there and he's talking about how I have a degenerative disorder where I can't control the volume of my voice. Like, fucking Tina Fey's fucking cracking up laughing. That's you right now, buddy.
No, what?
Oh, wow. He's kicking in now.
Dude, that's a shame about Jason.
Yeah.
Dude, it did feel uncomfortable, though. It was weird. I don't know what it was. It was like the whole energy in the room shifted. It was weird. It was palpable.
Yeah. Remember this one you got it for hiding?
I
Yeah.
actually liked it, wasn't it?
13 Crimes or something like that.
Thank you.
Whatever.
I mainly bought it just because of the name of the picture.
Yeah, the picture, that's why we bought it.
Let's do this.
And each cork has a crime on it. Did you notice that?
Nope, didn't.
Each cork has one of the 19 crimes of the Queen.
Well, if it was only 19
Yeah.
that she committed.
I will admit though, this is
Well, 19 crimes that could be committed against the Queen.
There's only 19?
Assaulting, cutting, or burning clothes.
Bitch.
There's only 13 you can commit.
Bitch.
Oh, we're live?
Oh, 19.
19 crimes.
When did we go
We're
live?
live.
Yeah, we're live.
On all facets of liveness.
We're alive as
Say it in the
we're all breathing, yes.
I like how when the podcast starts, you close the laptop. Like, nope, not gonna need anything in here.
Does that still work?
Steel trap, son.
Yeah.
So we're live on, like...
No, it does not. You can't smoke down here.
We're live on Mixer.
Yeah, there's non-smoking
Alright, I guess
Oh,
because of the t-shirt store upstairs.
now that we've been live for 5 minutes and
But there was
Roy's
no one
just now
time
telling us, we'll go ahead and do the
because of the
introduction.
I was going to try to do the introduction, but I'm too high. I mean, I can try it if you guys want me to.
Hey there, welcome to the Unshaven
Say what you remember.
Modcast.
I don't really have a lot remembered, but I'll just go for it.
Yeah, just introduce us, dude.
Okay. Oh, man. I'm going to go with this.
Dude, it's resting. I'm ready to karaoke if need be.
Let's do this. Shall I look at the camera?
Why would you look at the camera?
I feel like that's who I'm talking to.
Okay.
To introduce us, right?
Sure.
Okay.
That's
Do whatever
fair.
you want.
That's fair.
look at his face.
We
I
are
don't
off
wanna
to
do
a
it.
great start.
I don't want to do it.
No, dude, do it. I got faith in you.
All right.
Little teacup.
All right. Okay. Look.
I love his laughing and gets high.
All right, everybody. Let's do this.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I'm with you.
Welcome to another episode. I can't. I'm there for real. I seriously can't because I'm too
Just
high.
do it,
This is
dude.
the Unshaven Modcast.
This is
Welcome back. We're going to do things a little fucking differently this week, and we're actually going to debate whether Narcan't should or should not be used.
Man, you just got right into it.
Introduction.
I'm not high.
But you read it
Y'all
like
are redoing this conversation?
you had some
I
fervor.
have it printed up right here, but they just were doing their own thing.
Do it.
That's because I was the only one out. Like I was the only one saying, yeah. Anyways, anyway.
Anyways,
You're not
we're
part of
here
this
for
podcast.
another
He's the
episode
only one
of the
out.
Unshaven Modcast. I am
He is.
Bugget.
What?
What?
Action.
Gary.
Roy.
I'm a guess.
Oh my gosh. Dixon's back, everyone.
Or Uber, or whatever the hell y'all used to call me.
Fisher.
We're a show about nothing and everything. The podcast where anything goes. Unfiltered, undefined, and unshaven.
Is he doing this from memory?
Yeah, he's reading that.
Reading.
Oh, okay. So you got good about that. You got good.
I smell alcohol.
We are weekly on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Central Time. Only at unshavenmodcast.com and live on our YouTube channel. Just search for Unshaven Modcast and subscribe. If you can't steal it for the whole show, search us on iTunes, Google Music, YouTube, and SoundCloud. All episodes uploaded the day after
The day after.
We have no
I
sponsor.
feel like we start the podcast
Be a
off
sponsor.
with a lie.
We're going broke.
With what lie?
Every week we're here at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I'll change it to ish.
I mean, how can
We are weekly
how
on
can our
Wednesday at
viewers
8
believe?
p.m.-ish.
How can our viewers believe anything that
He
we
said 8 p.m.-ish.
PM-ish. PM-ish.
What?
PM-ish.
Don't do that.
What the fuck is your problem? I'm playing one of those.
I'm looking for a charger.
You alright, radio?
Yeah, the one.
He does look like Cuba Gooding Jr., huh?
Oh, there it go. Oh, there it go.
He went full retard.
The correct term is special.
You never go full retard.
Will you stop talking so much? We should have Josh. Like host the debate.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like the moderator.
Yeah,
I'll be the moderator. Let me
You're
be
the
the
moderator.
moderator.
What
He
did
can
you
take
do?
my spot.
you stepped on the cord, didn't you?
You flashing your dick to the camera.
Look at it. Look at it.
What happened? I don't know what's happening.
Like
He just
That's good.
observer report.
he just went full frontal on the camera.
Come over.
It's the whitest thing on his body.
Yeah, Dixon. I'll be the moderator. That sounds good.
Dixon, you need
Oh,
to.
no.
No, you're not the moderator. You're
Yeah.
you're in the debate.
I'll moderate it.
Josh, you need to fix the camera, buddy. Do you have eyeliner on?
First off, it's called guy liner dick.
This is all natural.
Dude,
It is real.
did you highlight?
What the fuck? What?
Are you wearing makeup?
No, I'm just suntanned from a motherfucker.
You look like you're wearing
So
makeup.
he's got the sun-class suntan, so with the white around his eyes.
Oh, gotcha. Yep, that's what it is. Sunglasses.
You look like a raccoon.
Whoa. I'm glad you started that off a fucking rack. It's enough racist shit. being
It's a
thrown in
rat.
Bet you like rats.
It's a rat-coon. It's not a raccoon.
raccoon.
Lord have mercy.
It's not a raccoon.
Where were you raised?
Who says raccoon?
It's
It's a raccoon.
You just say coon.
Lord have mercy. Please change the
no.
name.
Is it? What's
Just say coons.
No, raccoon, right?
Coons.
How do you
R-A-C.
Do not say
Is it
coon.
R-A-C?
What?
R-A-C-C?
R-A-C-C-O-O.
Coons.
He said no, and I said double
It's a raccoon.
C's.
Oh no, I thought you said
Double
T.
C's in
There's
the
no T.
sky.
Oh my gosh, how was everybody's
I
week
just
this
want
week?
that. I just want
Coons.
that. Coons.
That was followed by an awkward fucking silence.
All right, so we're having a debate this week.
Y'all are killing me.
Look, let's just
Well,
get.
we can't debate for the whole 2 hours.
Fuck off, I can't.
How's everybody's week?
I've debated a
How
lot.
was your
What
week?
you do this week, Action?
I worked. Yeah, I
Anything
worked.
else?
I worked.
I also work.
I got a shirt
Still at my new job.
and some pants on Amazon. And some hats.
Hey, how did
Saw
you
your
feel about me
Illuminati hat.
noticing everything new you had on?
Illuminati.
Huh?
How did you feel about me noticing everything new you
Dude,
had
you're
on?
like, whoa, he switched his shit up. I like it. I like that in you.
How'd that make you feel?
If it made me feel good.
It's very like your outfit's very like 3 o'clock hot. Like you're gonna beat somebody up in the parking lot for touching you.
I'm very comfortable.
Yeah.
Dude, his outfit, he looks like he actually literally just got done hanging out with the real Action Bronson.
I'm maxi.
You what?
Your maxi? Like a maxi dress?
I feel good.
Okay.
He's maxi, like a pad.
There you go.
Oh, so I heard you got a new job.
No, I didn't.
No.
You got a new job?
No.
I didn't. I'm still
Dude, wait.
What about you?
Wait.
They were, I don't think he was in here.
You see what happened was. You see,
You're like, no.
So anyways, I got a blood clot in my leg. To lighten this up.
what?
That's fun. Outside of that, just work
Two
for
out
me
of 3 adult males are jobless.
It'd be every 2 out of 5.
Yeah, you dumbass.
Wow.
That's fun.
Man, this is not looking good for a debate. It might be me versus you, Aaron.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that was going to be that anyway.
Whatever. I got some.
Anyway, I ain't got a job.
I'm a good kid.
Long story short, got laid off.
Speaking of my non-job,
You gonna use that mouth?
You
though.
haven't?
I had some
You
shit
gonna
happen
use that
this week
mouth.
with my unemployment. Like,
What
I
happened?
mean, I know like make mistakes and shit, but like I really fucked up this
Wait,
week, and I don't.
what happened?
What? I got let go like at the end of July.
You didn't know that? Cheers. To what?
Same.
Unemployed with you.
Same.
That's why it's 2 out of 5.
What did you cheer for?
Cheers.
Just let me go around the same.
Cheers to unemployment.
August 1st.
Fuck
That's when they let me
yeah!
go. They did a reduction in layoffs.
Jobs are for pussies.
You were gonna,
Cheers.
You were gonna toast because you were both let go around the same time.
Yeah. What else is there to
Eskimo
do?
Brothers.
Get drunk. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
No, look, my unemployment, it gets put onto a U.S. bank card that like they supplied,
Ooh.
and I went to
You can get
U.S.
a
bank to withdraw $20, and U.S. Bank's ATMs, I guess, aren't updated like the rest of them are. Like, you know how like new ATMs, like it makes you take your card before it takes the cash.
Yeah.
Theirs didn't really think about it. Grabbed my cash, drove off. It was about 20 minutes before I realized it, and I was like, fuck. So I called it was like already 7 o'clock at this point. So I called the bank in the morning, and they were like, well, you don't have an account with us, so we shredded your card. And I'm like, motherfuckers, are you serious? And like, this is my only access to money at the moment. And like, so then I call unemployment back. Do what?
There's things you can do, is all I'm saying.
Except
Proceed.
So I called the unemployment office, and I said, I told them I need a new card.
Right.
And they're like, okay, 5 to 7 business days. And I was like,
I clean things.
I need my money before then. I was like, is there any other way to like get to this account? And they're like, well, we can expedite it for like $10. And I was like, yeah, fucking deal. So that's tomorrow. Like I still like that. Like it won't be here tomorrow.
So you don't have any money right now.
Apparently,
How'd you
they're
I
my
borrowed money,
you borrowed?
$20 to pay back. I needed gas to get to work and cigarettes.
That's fair. So now you're like,
Thought you wasn't working.
Oh.
To get Chrissy to work.
Oh.
To get Chrissy to work.
Oh,
It's
that's
tea though.
No!
oh, you're not working
I'm not working.
because you're still collecting unemployment and you have a job.
Oh, dude, he's not working. Stop. It's cool, man.
You guys can go live on
He's got a fantastic job.
No, we're
Yeah,
not
we
going
got
live
YouTube.
on Facebook.
And then you can share the YouTube link to Facebook if you'd like. But we go live on YouTube.
Facebook's for
Yeah,
pussies.
let's look. We don't have guests on here.
I'll
So
Man.
I'll share the link on our Facebook, and then you can share that.
Facebook's so last month.
we don't have guests on here, so you can show us to your friends on Facebook. You don't have.
What?
Guys, I'm on a podcast.
Words are so hard.
that was.
We
that
don't
was
have
our-
guests on here, but you have friends, and you can share them to the news.
I
You got
said.
friends and stuff.
I said that we don't have guests on this podcast.
Why don't we
so
have guests?
They can just show themselves on Facebook.
We don't have guests.
When we do, though. Is Josh not our guest?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't make sense.
I make dollars.
Don't ever do that to me.
That's Dixon's shirt. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. He's got a shirt he cleans in.
Sometimes I wear that bitch to the grocery store.
Oh my god.
It's like my favorite old Holy Dixon shirt.
Are you going live on Facebook?
No, I'm not going live on
Will you
Facebook.
get off your phone, please?
Damn.
That one, he's got like a My Chemical Romance shirt with a hole in the armpit or something like that. Or it's just that red shirt. It might be Incubus or
That's a reb?
yeah.
Are we gonna do this?
Holmes.
We just like
Oh yeah.
I'm cool with us bullshitting right now.
I was thinking like band shirts, but it was totally a school shirt. Word.
Oh shit, here it is.
True.
Oh my god.
Are you? What are you typing? Jesus. You were like doing a book?
2 sentences, buddy.
That's crazy.
I know. It seemed like a lot of typing. I'm sorry.
He's doing,
I didn't mean to lash out at you.
What the fuck are you typing?
he's doing another short story, you dick.
Are you looking at yourself right now?
Well, I'm gonna go to my list of things that I
I'm
printed
sweating.
out that I would like to just get out there at some point tonight.
Oh,
Put it out
some
there,
shit
buddy.
out,
Just
too.
put it out there right now.
Oh my god.
Like, well, we'll go ahead and start with
That's just such a bad angle for me.
squiggly porn.
Squiggly porn.
Yeah,
Oh, when you were kids?
yeah, on the
Yeah,
cable box.
buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
think I
gotta
saw a
squip back
nipple.
and forth.
I think I saw a nipple, dude. Look.
Sometimes you get a.
Dude,
You get one of them.
who? Raise your hand if you're watching squiggly porn with someone else.
Yeah, every one of
I
us
don't know
should
what
have.
squiggly porn is.
On the old school, remember how cable in Covington used to have the
somebody's
box?
gotta hold
No,
it. Like,
he's young, remember?
Insight.
He's
Yeah,
young.
but he's same age as LB. LB's a little older.
I'm 28.
I'm 25.
Yeah.
26.
Remember how we used to have cable boxes through Insight and you had to turn the dial?
You couldn't get like HBO and all like the
They'd be blocked. They'd be squiggly. Oh, dude.
And you'd be sitting there with your buddy, like,
Well,
trying to
see,
get
and that's
squiggles
what's
so you can get
sad.
as least as possible, and then you get excited when you saw
It could be why he's gay.
That's what's sad about
Bye,
age.
you dipshit.
That's why his age is
Same
sad.
thing.
It is not the same.
So is AIDS. And age. That's why it's sad. Because, like,
They're both 3 letters, bro.
it stopped at your generation and, like, it's never
gay and
coming
age?
back.
Age and AIDS is not the same letter.
Squiggly porn stopped in your generation.
Welcome to fucking with action, guys.
I don't know, man. The squiggly porn, right? What's up with that?
I knew exactly
Yeah.
what you said. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Squiggly porn. What's up with that?
Oh,
You know? Oh, I have something here that just says wreath people. I don't know where I was gonna go with that. Wreath people. I think it has something to do with people, like, how can you trust people that hang wreaths on their doors?
Oh, I remember.
I think I was gonna go down that road. Like, you don't want to be a wreath person.
I remember at my house in Dayton, I was
You know
walking
what I'm
down the
saying?
street one night,
Yeah.
and I saw a green light,
What up with that?
and then I saw another green light, and then a couple houses had more green lights, and I was like,
Wreaths?
"Is this like a cult? Like, are these
Yeah.
cult? Are these cult people?"
Is it
And when I
wreath?
looked it up, no, it's for if you have like family or friends in the military, you have a green light on your porch.
That's
I thought that
dumb.
was a drug deal thing.
No, it was like it's like supporting like servicemen and shit like
Yeah,
that or whatever. But I convinced my mom that it was something to
What is that
promote drug dealers and that you were buying. She's like,
That's green.
I've had it up for like 4 months. Dude, you're a high profile fucking dealer, son.
Uber is going to love the thumbnail for this video.
Is that the one for
It's a nice video.
Tony? Oh,
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. It's what YouTube
where the
makes
video
the thumbnail.
Fuck.
Look at it. It's awesome.
YouTube makes their own thumbnails.
Yeah, they make your thumbnail for
They
you.
just choose a random moment in the video and then like that's your
Oh,
thumbnail.
that's
it's gonna be
great.
straight up his face, isn't it?
Oh my fuck.
How do you manipulate that?
You don't.
Well, how do you?
You can't.
This is some bullshit.
What do you mean?
I'm sure when it's over, I can go in and like try to choose a different point in the video, but for now it's kind
I mean, he could.
Oh, okay. So you can.
I think you can. I'll have to look at it.
Do you want to comment? Because you just said you can't.
Oh, you said
You
you want to
can.
come. Like, do you want to
Are
come?
you saying can't?
I always say can't queer.
Narcan or Narcan't?
I still don't know what the fuck you're saying. Are you saying can't or can?
Can't.
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 So you disagree with him?
Yes.
Why? What evidence do you have that he doesn't?
What the fuck are you doing?
Are you guys about to debate
He's
this?
in debate.
No, we're not debating this. We're just at the end of the day. If he's right, he's right. And if I'm right, I'm right. There's no need to be like.
Man,
Somebody's eating the fucking
Well,
right.
that's kind of bullshit coming from you. You love to debate things.
I do not.
all right, man. Listen, guys.
He just gave you the duck lips and shit. Like,
Listen, guys. I've been thinking about some shit the last couple of days. It's really been bothering me. I know I talked to Gary a little bit about it on
You
Friday.
didn't talk to me?
No, you weren't around. So, like,
You're never around.
you never are.
but, like, do you think people just ever forget things?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you told me this too.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about it a lot. Did I tell you? Ask you?
You're the only one that's not in the loop.
Oh.
I always forget to take out the trash.
But, like, well, no, here's what I'm saying. Like, do you think people were ever just, like, driving a car and then just out of nowhere, boom, they forget how to drive a car? And they're like, oh, my God, I don't know how to drive a car anymore.
I could definitely see something like that.
Or, like, somebody was, like, writing.
I think that could only happen with like traumatic brain injury.
Or, like, if someone was
You had a tumor in your brain.
talking and then they're like, oh, God, I just forgot how to talk. I don't know how to talk now.
Now,
Well,
what
no,
about
look, dude, I watched
if you forget
this.
how to do the robot? Like that?
Like, no, like I'm talking right now and then all of a sudden my brain's like,
He'd be like,
You don't know how to talk.
See, I think that could only happen with like a brain tumor or like an accident or something. I don't think it just could happen.
you don't think it's ever just happened?
No, I don't think so.
Like, man, wouldn't that suck?
Maybe after like a traumatic
Yeah,
experience.
that's something. But actually, I just watched this show recently where this guy, he was British but he studied some foreign language in college. Can't remember what it was. Got into a car wreck. Came out of the car wreck.
Stephen
Could no
Hawking.
longer speak English. Could only speak the language that he learned in college, which he wasn't very fluent in.
Then
And
what the
for
fuck
like a
was
whole
he
year.
saying?
And then all of a sudden, like, his English came.
Well, I've heard of like people that like
Josh's eyes.
got organs like from an organ donor, and like let's say like somebody's like, oh, my fucking pancreas, so then they got a pancreas from an organ donor that was like Spanish, and then when that person woke up, they could speak Spanish. No, I've heard of that before.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah, dude, that's yeah.
It's like 7 pounds.
The truth is out there.
It's like 7 pounds.
I don't.
8 pounds.
I thought it was 7.
8 pounds, 5 ounces.
What is this, a baby?
Is that the human head? Like, what the fuck is...
No, that's how many organs Will Smith gave up when he died.
8 pounds.
Oh,
Jellyfish.
the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
8 pounds,
Ah,
7 pounds.
with the jellyfish.
It's
Yeah, the
7
jellyfish.
I
pounds.
haven't seen the movie in forever. I forgot. I didn't even realize what the fuck you were talking about at first.
But like, you think people ever just forget, man?
Sure. Why not, man? Do you want people to?
No, but I was just thinking about like, man, that would suck. And then it's just been in my head like nonstop. Like, dude, I hope I don't forget like how to do stuff.
You can technically live without your pancreas if that makes you feel any better.
But how do you know?
You can live without a pancreas?
You may have at one point in your life been an amazing architectural engineer, but you forgot.
Yeah.
You're depressing.
He was like, yeah.
Maybe it's like memento.
Josh is
Like, you need to
sensitive.
pay attention to your tattoo.
It only takes 7 pounds of pressure to rip off your ear.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's-
a lot
Nah, right?
at all.
Rip it off.
It takes less pressure to destroy your knee.
It's just things that I've found that I wanted to discuss.
What
I know-
fucked up motherfucker found that out there?
I don't know, but I know what's gonna happen next time. If I'm ever end up in a fight with someone like twice my size, that I just
Yeah,
know
you're
I
gonna
can't.
be afraid that
7
they just-
pounds of pressure for doing ear.
We're going to just grab it and just chop it? What are you going to
No,
do?
to pull it off. He said 7 pounds. Just grab the ear and pull.
Yeah,
7 pounds of weight.
Little tug-a-rooney.
Hey guys,
That's not a lot.
want to know something?
How many pounds does it take to rip your dick off?
Probably 8
Probably.
pounds.
Yeah, probably the same amount.
I've seen like dudes like
Ashley
hang
corrected
weights.
you and said it's actually 10 pounds to pull your ear off.
7 pounds.
Damn.
Go to hell.
Wrong, Ashley.
Go to hell.
Go to hell.
Where is she commenting?
Odds of being killed by space debris.
YouTube.
Oh, can I guess it? Can I
Yeah.
guess it?
Hold on, what?
Odds of being killed by space debris.
You know what you should have done is you should have looked at the odds for that and then looked at the odds for 2 common things that were less likely to kill you.
Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna go 100 to 1.
Do you think that you have 100 chances to get killed by space debris over nothing?
I'm gonna go like 1,000,000 to 1. That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
go 100 to 1.
It's odds go 1 and a like you have that many of a chance.
1.
Well, that means
One
it's going to happen. That means everybody will get hit with space debris.
1 in a million.
Yeah, right. Like so, what
I'm
we
gonna guess 1 in like 700,000.
I wanna say 1.
what are we talking about?
It depends on how literal you want to get because everything has space.
I'm literal as fuck right now.
Yeah, everything technically has space.
I'm gonna go with
debris on
1,
it.
and any answer you give me is false.
Okay. What do you think it was?
1.
1 in a million.
What do you think?
1 out of 300,000.
What the fuck?
I said
Mine was just 1.
1 out of 700,000.
Mine's just 1.
1 out of 5 billion.
Billion.
Holy shit! Yep, that's even crazier.
That's kind of sounds like the opposite.
So how
of
many
what I said.
people are in the world?
7 billion.
So one of the motherfuckers are getting hit with space debris.
Somebody's getting got, son.
Here's a little piece of fucking USS Rover 7 coming at you.
Coming in hot. Right through your skull.
That was. Have you ever seen the video where
It's
the
like
tire?
like 7 billion. It's like every year and a half, someone's gonna die by space debris.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of the tire that comes off the highway?
Dude,
They
that
just
shit's
hit
crazy
that guy
as
walking.
fuck.
Yeah.
Because it comes forever, dude. It's bouncing and bouncing and
He's just
bouncing.
like, boom. You think he died?
No, but it looks just
I
like
would
the
think
list
he
I
had.
have right here.
Dude, that thing was flying. He had to have died. What's next on your list, buddy? I like this list. It's a good list.
Odds of being killed by a dog.
Dude, did you know you have...
Stop! Get off my list!
Bro, get off his list for real.
Get off the list, yo.
Go!
Josh, will you get off your phone?
Did you know you have better odds of being killed by a vending machine than you do a shark?
You lost your mind.
Because there's more vending machines on land than there are people in the water.
But it just blows my
What?
mind that
I'm
there's
trying to
enough
watch the
idiots
video.
climbing on
What?
vending
That's
machines.
not true.
It is.
Not to know there's more vending machines on land than there is people in water.
Yes.
Sharks in
I
water.
get
Hey,
No, people in water.
All people in water.
at
You-
any given moment.
Wait, what?
I'm just saying the general populace
there-
of vending machines.
Because the statistic is you have a better chance of dying by a vending machine than you do from a shark.
I believe that.
Oh, okay, I get that, but I don't like how you got that
Based on
statistic.
populace alone.
I
believe
like.
that.
But
I,
that just
I have no
that
sympathy
proves
for
humanity is
shark attack
fucking
victims.
retarded. Like how many dudes do you have climbing on vending machines trying to get shit out or shaking it? And
Some
it
of the
falls on
evolutionary
them?
branches have been
I
a
don't know
long
how
time
many.
ago.
I don't know. I
Death
just
by
know the
vending
odds are
machine.
better. Like I was watching like a shark. It was like Shark Week and it was
Sharknado.
Action's mouth has been open for like 45 seconds because he's like waiting for us to shut the fuck up so he can say his next thing.
I can't see his face.
He was just
Is he got
sitting there
his O- Does he have his O face on?
Like a metallic?
What's a shirt?
Like a metallic?
No, something. I don't know what it. Shut.
Apollo 11.
Oh my God! Why are you?
How much
so
fuel
wild?
do you think they had left in time?
What? Say that
Yeah.
again.
How much fuel do you think they had left in time? Like,
Like
oh,
how
I've
many
got.
years?
Like, oh, I've got. You guys have 3 minutes of fuel left.
So you want to like?
When it landed, how much fuel was left in time?
So from this point on, how many years of fuel do we have?
1
left?
minute, 5 seconds.
Why did you
Apollo 11, when it landed, how much fuel was left in the tank?
Me.
do it again?
Me.
Do it again.
0.
1 minute. 1 minute, 5 seconds.
1 minute 5.
Was that right?
Oh,
No.
I'm gonna go with 47 seconds. 0.
he said.
His eyes all slowly roll in the back of his head and shit.
20 seconds. Boom. Bam.
Oh, I was closest. I said 47.
I don't even know what the fuck's happening
What's
anymore.
close? This is 0. You non-mathematical motherfucker.
I didn't know you said 0. Ashley said tearing off a penis requires 17 pounds per square inch.
Oh, well, it's going to take forever to rip my dick off then.
Action.
You know what I'm saying?
17 fucking pounds. You better not have fucking weight.
Per square inch.
Per square inch.
Where's square?
Like I said, 17 pounds.
Okay.
How many particles of fog?
It would only take... Your dick's only 1 square inch?
There we go.
So
Yeah, I know. I was like, it
1 square.
was like a whole 30 seconds later.
That's a cube. Yo, cube dick.
He stopped hitting bottom, baby.
Here's something to pick your brain.
I like to see.
What?
Look at my head when I don't slouch.
How many times during your life do you think the average person flexes the joints in their fingers?
I got it. I got this one.
I'm gonna say for myself at least 20 times a day.
No, in your lifetime, how many
Oh,
times do you think you flex
lifetime?
your fingers?
One,
Holy shit, millions?
1,035,000.
Wait, so it's 365 days in a year. You do it 20 times a day.
1,035,000.
So that'd be 6,000, at least 1,000 times
1,035,000.
a
Yeah, if
year.
we start this podcast, I've done all this
4
shit like, at least
million.
3 times since the podcast started.
At least
1 million.
4 million times in your lifetime.
Over 1 million.
You talking about cracking?
Hold on.
Are you talking about cracking them like?
35 seconds. No,
Flexing the
flexing.
joints.
I'm gonna say over 3.5.
Jazz. Jazz
Well,
hands.
every time you're jacking off, you're
Cheerleaders.
flexing your joints.
Cheerleaders
Yeah.
do it. Cheerleaders do spear fingers.
Yeah.
Jazz hands?
So what's everybody think it's... How much?
4.5
1,035,000.
That's very... You guys are specific as fuck.
I'm gonna say 4.5 and 1 million.
This ain't the fucking Price is Right.
Right.
bitch.
I'm gonna go with 6 million.
It's gonna be like super high.
So, hold on. So, where are you at?
That's action.
It's gonna
Aaron,
be action.
It's gonna be action.
what's your answer?
4.5.
What's yours?
6
Damn.
million.
Mine's 1,035,000.
I'll go with 9.2 million.
Okay.
What you got?
He's just moving on to the next fact.
Yeah.
Fuck off, man.
24 million.
I was closest.
No.
9 million.
What is wrong with all of you?
Is it really?
I didn't even
fair?
hear you say 0 for
I
I
said
did hear you
9.2.
say no.
Fine.
You just threw that number out there, didn't you? Somebody grab the paper.
How much money
I know, right?
do you think has been paid out in ransom in the U.S. for the last 20 years?
20 years.
0. Give me back my son.
How much ransom do you think the
Four-
U.S. has paid out?
None because
$4.5 billion.
The U.S. is not deal
That's
with
terrible.
Doesn't have to
terrorists.
deal with terrorists. We're talking about like Rockefeller babies, any of your kidnappings.
I'm actually gonna go low with this one and say like
4.5.
600,000.
I got 4.5 mil.
The past 20 years, I'm gonna go 600,000.
4.5.
2 billion.
I'll go 12.25.
Give me 3 billion.
3 million?
3 billion
Billion with a B?
with a
I'm
B.
gonna go low
Yeah.
because I'm gonna say the
600,000.
most of it they've gotten back.
Yeah. $26 billion.
Holy shit!
Wait, what? I said 3
He
billion.
said, wait, what?
I said 4.5 billion.
Oh.
I thought he said million.
That seems,
No.
that seems
I guess
unreasonable.
I said
I guess what he said.
You think?
I did not say
It does.
billion.
For one,
I'm not-
I think they've
I'm
gotten
too high
most
to
of
be
that
that
back,
creative.
so it's not paid. They probably ended up getting most of that back.
Here's one that's not that high.
Justify your
But it doesn't
answer.
matter. I still
Here's-
paid X amount of dollars in taxes. It doesn't matter if I get a tax return.
Here's one that's not that high.
Paid it.
On each on
that
average on a McDonald's Big Mac bun, how many sesame seeds do you think it is?
Ooh.
Average.
26.
236.
26.
Hold on.
236.
26.
26 seeds?
You said the number was low. 26, that place is shoddy.
5 by 5.
72.
Oh, stop doing math, John.
Yeah.
This is why you don't have a job.
He
A
said
seed,
5
a seed
by
is
5.
what? 2 millimeter?
He said 5 by 5. He's trying to get like that.
I know.
5 by 5.
And the seeds are about 2 millimeters apiece. Probably spaced out about 10 millimeters.
350.
I stand by 76.
And that much work and that answer did not come from an unemployed person.
What you got? What is it?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
178.
I knew I should have said 250.
Bow, 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 bow.
So I got that right.
Oh,
You
no.
said 75. Somebody said
First of all-
75.
I said
76.
236.
Oh.
What'd you say?
I said 26. My
Oh,
bad. You
so
got
yeah,
it.
he went. He didn't go.
That's
over.
3 in a row, man.
Yeah, I know. You're on a roll.
What did he say?
What
was your
Dixon
answer?
won the last one. I
What'd you
said
say?
76.
Oh.
All right, here's another good one. How
they
many
got?
people, on average,
I can second.
on average, how many people are killed each year by vending machines falling over on them?
Are you serious?
Oh, I love
You
this.
seriously have that on your list?
On
I
average,
love it, though.
A year?
a year, average.
5.
5,
17.
17,
I mean, the human race is
23.
pretty stupid.
23.
Might
I'm
even be
with-
higher than 23.
I'm going to go with 185.
The fuck?
Holy shit.
Dude, there ain't that many circle
And people
tags
get,
over
people
here.
get mad.
Yeah, I guess,
And people
man.
get mad, they can't get their food.
Dumbasses.
They shake it and they get mad and they're hungry.
Yeah, man.
Hungry.
13 people.
Fuck.
Oh,
Damn.
so what'd you get? 12?
I
Shit.
said 17.
So I got it.
Damn, who was close?
I said 5.
Somebody remember what the fuck he says. Who's personally in charge? Remember what the fuck his answer is.
I said 5.
What did you say, Gary?
I don't remember. 23 or 27.
Yeah, I think you said 20 something. I think I said 27.
still-
Like, we stopped. You just kept going. Like,
It was hilarious. Then they just
and all of us were like, and like you looked over at us like, I was like, we were all just wondering how fucking long that was going to go on for.
Are we still going?
You were getting it, dude.
What?
Are we still going?
Killing it.
Bro, I got these White Castles.
Should be. Are we?
I had it came offline, but it's back on.
You're back on.
All right, so are we going to get into this debate about whether two Narcan't?
You know the average
Would it be
iceberg weighs
Narcan't or
20
Narcan't?
million tons?
I believe that.
Crazy, right? This world.
Who's ready
I
for
got
the
that ghost
greater
pepper cheese, bro.
the beta? What?
Can you send all of this on letterhead, please? Not do this on the podcast.
Oh.
I like this conversation. We haven't got to talk about it.
Just live with each
I
other.
feel like he has like a lot of like animosity toward me right now.
I do
Just-
not.
No, I just I feel that way. Let me finish.
Why are you yelling, bro?
Because I don't.
Like when you read when
That
I
bass out your voice. Son.
when I read his iMessages, I feel like he's angry at me,
Wow.
and it's his fault.
It's
I mean,
her
no,
fault.
It's probably her fault.
Whose fault?
It really isn't.
My girlfriend.
She lives with you?
It really. Alright, it really isn't no one's fault. It's just. All right, it's her fault. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's 100% her fault. Like, there's no way around it. I can't even sugarcoat it anymore.
She's so messy.
Oh my god.
Oh, she's got to go.
If she can't go, first of all, she's on the lease, and she helps me pay rent.
And fucking, you just got a job where you clean up suicide, so you'll be making money.
She made your rent go up.
Right.
Right? And then he charged me.
Oh, there's no way around that.
For being late. He said rules is rules.
I
LB. My bad for reinforcing them.
To be honest,
Grindle not.
I feel like he would have waved it if he had a job.
Ask Howard. Did I wave your ass, sure, Howard?
Not about a wheelbarrow.
It was equal to the 2 days. But and I had a job done. It's hard love, but it's love. But
He had a nickel for every time he said that.
But yeah, so
can we change the subject?
what are we gonna do? We'll talk later.
Well, you could put arsenic in their dog food bowls.
I don't want to
In
kill the dogs. I don't think the dogs
fuck is
need punished for
going on
this.
right now. You just got him an extra 5 to 10.
I don't feel like the dogs need to be punished for this.
Here's what you should do: sit her down, tell her the pit bull has to go.
Right.
But no matter what, nothing can erase
And
the
say
marks
you
in the
have to be
floor.
holding on to the leash
Sand
when the pit bull
paper
goes.
will.
But the million stains through
What?
those layers.
No. The stains through the layers were cleaned up by hydroperoxide.
How you doing, actually?
I work for a company that.
Okay, I believe you.
That
This
fixes
is
it.
your grounds. This is your grounds. This is your territory. So I believe you.
Peppery.
Yeah.
And
Tell her the pit bull can't stay based on the
Using
jurisdiction
that
of the city of
marinara, I told you,
Cincinnati.
use
Not because of me.
Just completely abandoned
I personally don't give a damn.
They can't what?
Based on the jurisdiction of the city of
Right.
Cincinnati, pit bulls have to be tagged and permitted to stay within the city.
She's not full blood.
I like hot
I'm
stuff.
saying if you want to get rid of the damn dog, this is what you could use to approach her with.
Right. Here's the issue. I already told her when she asked me, "Hey, can I bring a dog
You
home?"
told her anything.
I said no.
He's a little pussy whip. So,
No, I said no. I said no.
You hear his voice like, this is what I told her.
I said no. I said
Babe, I don't think it's going to be a good idea.
no. I said no. And then
And then you still ended up with a dog.
look,
two of them.
because she brought it home, and before I even saw it, the landlord saw it and was like, "You know I don't care, right? You know I'm a cool landlord, right?" You know?
No matter what I
Until you're
say.
late, I'm going to charge you $25 a motherfucking face.
But
Pay that on laziness. It's bullshit.
But yeah, I'm gonna drink all this shit. I'm gonna drink it all. But no, I mean like, even if I said yes,
You said that.
right, it doesn't matter because I don't have to live down there. You
Get
have
a
to
lot
live
of
down there.
pickles.
You have to look at her and be like, it gotta go.
I have, and then
And then what happens from there, it happens from there. Right?
I said that they have to go, and she started crying, and then she said that I'm trying to get rid of her
Rookie
dogs.
tactic.
And look, and then she started to punch me. But she hit my knees. We were in bed. She kept hitting my knees, and she might have broken my pinky
When?
the other night. You didn't hear us yelling the other night.
I thought I heard something.
Why are your clothes? I don't want to bring this out.
My clothes.
Not that they're downstairs.
What are you doing? You best. What are you
But
doing?
I'm not going to. But what they're in.
What did you find?
Oh, that was
What
me.
did
I
you-
did that.
We
Why
put them in
did-
the cooler.
Why did?
Yeah.
That's not my clothes.
Whose clothes are they?
I mean, they are my clothes.
Yeah.
Are they my clothes?
Yeah, your clothes are in a foam cooler.
Oh, this is awkward. Maybe I should get those eventually. But
How do you know you fish too much?
you forget everything. You forget everything.
This is going really good, guys.
It becomes an addiction for
It
real.
was an Omaha Steaks cooler.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I bought a steaks from Omaha
About steaks?
and this little delicious apple
So-
You
caramel
bought
dessert.
steaks from Omaha Steaks, not from Omaha.
Nebraska.
So a
He
guy
said.
pulls up in a van and says, "Hey, I'm selling steaks in the back," and you get.
No, I ordered them from like the website. I think
Okay.
they actually called me though.
So you go online,
It was a very mysterious transaction.
you order it, they bring you steaks. You then took the steaks out and then put your clothes.
My mouth watering just thinking about it, but go on.
And then you put your clothes in the cooler that the
Shit
steaks
I
came
wanna say
in.
right now.
He's been living on Hot Pockets.
No, it came in like they came in like packaged
cooler.
With like dry
Plastic
ice
and
and
dry
shit.
ice.
I don't think that matters.
and they were worth every bite. Best $100 I ever spent in my life.
I just heard how juicy your mouth was. Like, you just open your mouth. Like, God damn, son.
This chair doesn't have a lot of back support, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I need to pull my pants up.
There's no fan down here.
Is that better?
No fan. It used to be, it's cold down here. Hey, look who's back.
Whatever.
We got a
Hey, it's not a shower,
not a
guys.
complaint or a request, but someone said they can hardly hear anyone but action.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's that fucking badass mic.
I know, right?
mention that I do apologize.
Everything's just really loud. Maybe I should just turn the headphone.
Not the headphones. Someone listening on YouTube.
No, I'm talking about it's really loud in my ears. Is it really loud in your ears?
You did get a little bit louder.
Did I just get a little bit louder?
I don't know, but can you hear me?
A little bit louder now.
I did send Chunk a message asking about getting a line down here because it keeps buffering. It keeps freezing.
Yeah.
What
I
did
mean,
he say?
it's only for a second.
Is there
Isn't seeing it.
is there any way you can bring your mic closer to your face?
We good?
What's those
I
sounds
don't
called?
need you to be a dick about
It's like
it.
Yeah.
MR sounds or
Really,
whatever.
king of fucking
But
dickheads?
sounds are bound.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Don't you hate when people are like joking all the time, and the one time you try to joke with them, they get serious on you, trying to make you look shitty? You know you understand me. Don't fucking do that.
Who did that?
Why did you laugh? Hey, that's not loud. Was that not loud as fuck?
Because of him over there. That's him.
Must just be me.
So,
Welcome to the show, everyone. Tonight we're going to have a special discussion
The
on
greater
the effects
debaters.
of Narcan in the society that we
Oh
live
my god.
No, hold on.
We're about to get serious,
The-
in.
bro.
Narcan
We've been
or
doing this for
Narcans?
only an hour. I thought it's
on.
been 2 already.
Hold on. The debate is not about the effects of Narcan.
I'm so hot.
the use of Narcan.
It's the use of Narcan.
We were very pacific
It's,
when we said it.
it's
Don't
we
you snap your head at me.
we are for the use of Narcan on this side of the table. See, we're pro Narcan. Hear the word pro in that?
Wait.
Get
Are you
pro in
serious?
it.
Are you like the changes, like the terms of change, whatever. The times have changed. Last time it was me against these two, and it was just 3 of us.
Well, see, like
doing a debate.
we came up with like.
No, I'm
3 or
saying we
4
debated this like 6 months ago.
We came up with like
And
3
then I
or
was
4
the odd
different
one out.
options, and everything that
So
we
you're
came
pro
up
Narcan?
with.
Yeah, I think it
He's
should be
pro
used.
Narcan.
Everything that we came up with, like it was like, oh well, this is the side we're on. So whether we agree or disagree or whatever, we just chose like, you know what, I don't care, whatever. If you guys want to pick whatever side you want to be on, we'll debate you on. The
I
other
do request.
I
I know it's 3 against 1 or 2.
Oh,
He's probably not going to say much anyway, so it's going to be me against you 3.
Well, I thought Dixon was just going to be like the mediator.
Mediator.
Yeah, no Dixon.
I do request, like, I mean, laughing, making jokes, whatever is one thing, but, like, let everybody, like, get your point
Let
out
people
before
talk.
you get to another
yeah.
point.
Let people talk.
I mean, I don't mind, like,
It must be
berating and joking and
emotionless.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Make it emotionless.
Yeah, we can like do open statements if you guys want. I don't give a fuck.
I'm down to fuck.
DTF, motherfucker.
Whoa.
I am so gonna
Let's
start a
watch
timer.
this comment board.
Can I put on like another timer?
No,
Like-
just don't ask about my sex scandal.
Nah, I don't think we need timers. We got a whole hour to do this.
Like the presidential
He's
debates,
so fucking
man.
retarded.
Duh, dude.
No, he's never watched one.
Right.
A sex scandal?
So who wants to present their opening statement?
Oh, a presidential debate. Yeah, I'll watch that. Alright, let's do this.
Yeah, man.
So,
Who's Dick Cheney?
a vice president, they got shot. Or he shot someone.
Yeah, he shot somebody in the face
Yeah, boom, boom, skeet, skeet.
on
Boom,
accident.
boom, skeet, skeet.
That's power.
Fucking Halliburton, motherfucker.
What?
What?
Anyways, so let's give the floor first to the people who are
Non what?
Narcan users.
Non-use of Narcan.
Non-use of Narcan?
That'd be you.
You don't use it.
Your side gets the
you
floor.
hear that?
Go.
Do you have to use it? Like,
Narcan?
You're not in this debate.
he just called me out on something. I was addressing Mr. Howard.
Go ahead.
I think it ends with a D.
You have a T on it?
Howard. Howard.
Huh?
I just fucking, you're like an onion, dude. I just fucking peel back layers, bro.
Narcan, man.
Okay, alright.
You,
Such a
you
time.
don't you don't use it.
You don't need it.
Who doesn't need it?
That's our argument. We're done. Don't use it. Don't
What up
eat
with
it.
that?
And the weak grounds from the non-usagers. Now moving
No,
on
I'm
to...
not done.
Oh,
I was joking.
the floor is
Is that all you have to say?
That's all I got, man. I mean, I'll chime in here and there.
Okay.
Continue.
I will start with, I do strongly believe in, that there is a heroin epidemic and it needs to be solved and fixed. I just feel like Narcan is not the answer. I feel like it makes it much worse.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
He's my hype guy. That's all he's going to put in. Even starting with, the immediate withdrawal effects that they get from the use of Narcan, it's just going to run them right back out to doing what they were doing in the first place, which is going to cause them to OD over again.
Skeet, skeet.
Well, I love this. Gary grabs a piece of paper.
I know he's getting serious. I didn't even...
He starts taking notes on
I'm pretty sure, before we got here, he already had a whole diagram. I'm just going to say...
It was
We've
actually
been
because
communicating.
I feel like-
I left my notebook at the...
We actually just watched a bear breakdance.
If I may interject, even though I'm not in this debate,
Hold on, is my opening statement?
I feel like Gary's gonna rip y'all new asshole. But anyways,
Why not me? Why don't
carry
you go
on.
with?
Carry on.
Skeet, skeet,
He
bitches.
grabbed that paper with such
I thought I brought some
ferocity.
good points when we were talking. Go ahead.
But Aaron still has the floor.
I don't think Narcan is the answer. It's the best answer we have at the moment, but I still don't like it. I would rather go without.
It's interesting.
I would rather go without. And yes, I know how uncompassionate this actually sounds, but I do believe in the weeding out system. I do believe.
Thin that herd, baby. Thin that herd.
Answer. I like that answer.
I do believe in the only the strongest survive, thin the herd.
I like that.
I know how uncompassionate that sounds. And
Let's start a purge.
that's where I'm gonna end.
The cancer.
Start purging. Purge.
Oh Lord,
Are you done?
does the non-users
We need to purge.
end their statement for now?
My
All right.
opening statement.
Happy
Okay.
purge night.
Just
In
kind of
response,
just making my stance. Wasn't
I like
making
that.
any
in
points.
response, what does the people of
Purge.
pro usage have to say?
I like what you said there, the weeding out part. How you said that, don't revive them because it's just weeding out the weak. Would you agree that we shouldn't, offer, if possible, a new liver to an alcoholic? What about
I've thought
what
long and
about
hard
cancer
about
So this
treatment?
is an opening statement.
What about
Well, he asked me a question.
Hold on,
What
hold on.
about
Okay.
He does.
Purge.
He does get a chance to answer that because he did ask him a direct question. He does not like
It was
these
rhetorical.
debates.
what about
Oh,
what
yeah,
about
okay.
what about cancer treatment to a smoker? I'm asking you now.
Okay, regarding both of those are all covered under insurance. Government doesn't pay for that.
That's because they've been
Taxpayers
around
don't pay
longer.
for that.
Well, hey, why not? Why not have Narcan covered under insurance?
If it was, fine. I actually think if you could buy it at the store, I'd be much fucking happier.
You can
I
actually
agree
order
that you
it.
should buy it at the store.
You can order it.
It,
You can
20
get
to-
your own Narcan.
$20 to $40.
That should be the only way you can get it. It
Why
should
is
not
it
be
the only
provided.
way?
It's not the government's position to save people. That's
Right,
not
but
their
if
As
job.
a-
a diabetic goes into a diabetic reaction, and
That's not their job.
the
That's not their
paramedic
job.
comes in with fucking insulin or
Yeah.
sugar
What
or
about
hospital,
that?
whatever.
What if there's a person who is diabetic by their own right?
Mm-hmm.
Should they not be allowed to have insulin?
Yeah, they should be allowed to.
Why? They're diabetic because they made themselves diabetic.
They could be, yes, because of eating habits.
Not always.
Because of eating
I didn't
habits.
say
Not
always.
Diabetic.
always.
I didn't say.
Somebody who needs fucking Narcan doesn't always bring it upon themselves.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
That was
They
their
generalize.
If I may interject,
A child could accidentally get into somebody's pills, and then they fucking 6-year-old fucking fucking eats a bunch of opioids.
No, you don't Narcan him because it's wrong. Don't use Narcan. Let him die.
I mean,
Well, hold on.
You
I
out,
mean-
he was dumb enough to fucking get into
Hold
the
on.
pill bottle.
Hold
Beat him
on.
out.
Smart
In
enough to get through the
regards
child
to
safety.
the comment about the diabetes people, right? They can make themselves diabetic.
Yeah,
Eating
absolutely.
No, yes, eating habits.
And our own
can.
government can make our society diabetic. So therefore, the government's still behind heroin use as well.
Oh God.
But anyway, I'm just the
Judge-
moderator. I'm just the
insurance
moderator.
over here.
I'm just the moderator. I ain't got shit else to say besides that. But anyways, but no.
But at
What's
the
your
end of the day,
final
it's
what's
not
your
the-
main drive home? What's your main standpoint here?
I think that instead of looking at Narcan as something bad, I think we should be celebrating it. To me, Narcan is the same reason we give a bungee jumper a bungee, right? It's a way to get to that point of death without actually fucking dying. We found a way to reverse what heroin is doing to people in that instant. You can do heroin to the point of death and live because of fucking Narcan. You should be able to buy it anywhere you want. I mean, I don't disagree with heroin. I think if you can be a functioning heroin addict, then do your fucking drug. That's what.
Is there such thing as a functioning heroin addict?
I don't see why there wouldn't be.
Alcoholics.
There's functioning
Well,
alcoholics.
There is a functioning alcoholic. There is. I grew up with one. But
I'm sure there is functioning
I don't
heroin
know.
addicts. There's functioning pill addicts.
I don't know enough about heroin to know if there's functioning.
So you don't know enough to say there's not.
You know that like opioids, like prescriptions, are just synthetic heroin.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a stronger form of heroin.
Yeah. I know it's a.
So like I know a shitload of fucking people that
Perks,
are functioning
Vicodins.
heroin addicts by the sense of their doctor has been prescribing them pain medication for the last 12 fucking years.
But if they're functioning heroin addicts, then they're never going to need a Narcan.
That's not true.
They will,
That's
because
not
they're
true at
eventually
all.
going to need to get off of the opioids, and they're not going to be able to.
Just
Narcan is not to get you off.
no.
No, but it can help. It can help to get you off.
No, it
because
cannot.
That's debatable. It's not going to be an immediate step to, like, you're not going to get hit with this magical fucking syringe or spray up the nose and you're automatically no longer an addict. But if laws get put into place to where, okay, if we have to hit you with Narcan, that should be a criminal offense. You go into the jail system, you go into the prison system or whatever, you get forced into a rehab facility.
They
this
don't
and
offer
that.
those.
Huh?
The main problem with our jail system is that they don't offer rehabilitation.
Right, but what I'm saying is that's my whole point of view of
Right.
Narcan, is that Narcan is a good thing because not everybody who ODs is a alleyway fucking shooting up fucking needles and shit like that. Fucking
No, sometimes it's
opioid.
first timers that don't know what the fuck they're doing. I get that.
Somebody, Trinity is how old?
15.
She goes to a party, and the stress of peer pressure and everything else or whatever, they fucking give her, oh, just feel like everybody's doing it, and everybody around her's fucking doing
And
whatever.
I get that.
She
also.
does it, and she fucking ODs, and she's flopping around like a fucking dead fish. You don't want them to hit her with Narcan?
As a father, yes, but when I look at the society as a whole,
You can't be.
no. When I look at society as a whole, yeah, I mean, yes, you can't like any father is gonna be like, oh, save my daughter with Narcan at this fucking moment. But the bigger, broader picture, Narcan as a whole, when I go back to my, thinning the herd, you're either if they got rid of Narcan, you're either going to die, or as a heroin addict, you're going to realize I no longer have an out. I'm going to clean up my life.
No, that's not gonna stop them. That's not gonna stop them. You
So-
love heroin more than you love yourself, your
Right,
mother,
but-
your girlfriend. That is your love. That replaces all the dopamine that your brain releases.
So in other
You
words, what
replace-
you're saying is there's always going to be heroin addicts because
Not without the
there's
proper
Narcan.
treatment. I mean, I shouldn't even open my mouth, but no. I mean, like, they replace dopamine in their brains with that love is dopamine. That love is for heroin. However, just because they love heroin does not mean they deserve to die. Does not mean, in my point of view, it doesn't mean that. I mean, I shouldn't even be speaking, to be honest with you.
So
But
as
I'm
long
just
as there's
saying,
Narcan, there's always going to be
we
heroin
need
addicts.
better treatment systems
What's-
for the victims of heroin.
Okay,
That's all I'm
so you're like focused on like this whole, if there's this, there's always going to be heroin addicts. Well, there's always going to be people who are addicted to nicotine. There's always going to be people who are addicted to alcohol.
You smoke, Aaron?
You're only saying that. You're only saying this because you disagree with the lifestyle of heroin. It's just you who disagrees with that.
But heroin's a whole different fucking ball game than alcohol and nicotine. Yes, it kills you. No, it kills you long term.
Can we look up
it kills you long term. I get that.
Can we look up a percentage of how many people die from smoking compared to how many people die from heroin?
If you get cancer from smoking, your government and your insurance will cover your cancer to a certain extent.
Exactly.
I don't know what that exactly stood for.
No, because at the end of the day, all that shit's fucking covered.
Right.
So you're okay with-
I'm paying
So
for
then you're
Narcan.
So,
okay.
hold on.
I'm
So
paying
you're okay
for
with
Narcan.
the use of Narcan if it's covered by insurance?
It should be paid for by the person fucking ODing.
Okay.
Not me.
Got another
And
question.
I still like.
Do you know what Obamacare is?
Yeah, I know what a fucking Obamacare
Okay, so you're
is.
paying for it anyways. Yeah.
No, I don't pay for it. I can't afford it. I have a family of 5. It's built for a fucking system of one person.
So you get assistance with your insurance then.
No, I have to pay for my fucking insurance through an employer. Like I can't fucking if I'm
You're not employed.
Currently, I'm unemployed, so I have to go to the state. But normally, I have to
So
pay for my insurance.
let's just say you don't.
No,
have,
through my employer. No, mine's currently through the state. Like I'm care source, not Obamacare. You pay for Obamacare, and it's fucking expensive.
Not everyone pays for Obamacare.
It's for a family of 5. It's expensive. Fuck, we're getting way off topic.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
150, 175 per
So
person.
let's just say you're unemployed right now, I'm sure that Chrissy's not offered insurance where she's at.
She's only part time.
So let's just say Lyric gets
Sean
stung
Connery.
by a bee, and
Lyric what?
Lyric gets stung by a bee and she's
Okay.
allergic to bees. You have to rush her to the emergency room. They have to hit her with a fucking EpiPen. You can't afford to pay that. What happens to that money?
It goes on my credit until I pay it.
You don't think that the hospital gets reimbursed for that?
I don't know how the back end works with the collection agency.
I'm saying that. Why is it not that when the EMTs come and they hit somebody with fucking Narcan't, you don't think they're getting charged with a bill for the EMT taking them to the hospital or shit like that? You don't think that
you're talking about a lot of back end stuff, but at the end of the day,
No, I'm talking.
Taxpayers
I'm
are
talking
still
about.
paying for
I'm talking about if I get into a fucking ambulance right now,
Yeah.
and they supply me with whatever medical treatment that I get, I'm getting a bill for that shit.
yes, you are.
So how is it that you're saying that the government is paying for that, but people who don't have insurance when they go, they just get a bill?
Yeah.
Because Narcan specifically is provided by the government. Not the ambulance ride, not everything else.
You can buy it online though,
Well, I'm sure you can.
so it's not specifically
But
provided by the government.
the Narcan that the paramedics or ambulance or whoever carries, that is provided by the government.
So the ambulance doesn't have to buy it, or the hospital doesn't have to buy it.
That I don't know.
Right, but if you don't have the money to have an EpiPen for your daughter, the ambulance supplies it. That's paid for.
That's different though. That's not.
How is that?
No, that is not. That the paramedics or ambulance company pay for that. The Narcan, they're not. That is provided to them at no charge from the government.
Isn't it?
It is the Narcan is government mandated,
Isn't it?
and that's the part I don't. At the end of the day, I don't think Narcan works. I think it makes the whole situation fucking worse. But if that's our best option, then I don't want to fucking be paying for it. I don't think it should be mandated by the government. I don't think the government should be controlling it.
You're not
think-
working right now, so you're not paying for it.
Shut the fuck up, Gary.
I thought that's what we were going over.
As a whole human people, not just myself in general.
I mean, there's a lot of people in your situation though.
What about weeding out the weak? That was an interesting comment. So to me, what that sounded like, and I'm sure this isn't what you meant, but what it sounded like was
Less heroin addicts.
those who
less-
are incapable to take care of themselves and put themselves into sticky situations or bad situations. Fuck them. Like, shouldn't get
Less heroin addicts, less heroin. They're not gonna. If there's no more profit in heroin because no one's doing heroin.
Right, but if they're not doing heroin, they'll be doing something else. Like, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be drugs and drug dealers and drug
There
dealers.
is. There's other drugs, but there's nothing worse than heroin at the moment. I mean, there might be, but it's not like super fucking trending impossible. Like, it's not fucking super the cheapest, best thing out there. Yeah, I'm sure there's other shit, but the heroin right now is an epidemic. I'm sure.
Why
5,
is it
10
an
years down the
epidemic?
road. Why is it an epidemic? My personal belief is because they made it harder to get pills at the ER. Once the government mandated, like, because even Chrissy, like, she's got like, major back problems, and she would have to go in to get Vicodin every once in a while. And this is how I know it. This is the only reason I know it, because I don't ever go to the hospital. They changed something. I don't know the exact wording of the law, but she used to go in. She used to be able to go to the ER. Right? You just go to the ER, They would, look at her back like normal. All her records are on file. They'd be like, here's a short prescription of Vicodin. To fight the war on drugs, they made that harder to obtain. You could no longer get it through the ER. You had to go through your doctor, then get recommended, and all this other stuff, and blah blah blah. So once you could no longer get, is Vicodin even an opioid? Like whatever the opioids are. Once you can no longer get pills straight through your ER, is when I feel like the heroin epidemic went on the rise, because insurance, state insurance, Obamacare, whatever insurance you had, most likely covered those pills. So you could get them straight from the ER through your insurance. It was free. Make up whatever lie you wanted to get. Most ERs would just throw them at you. No big deal. So they made them harder to get. And the street value on a pill is a lot higher than it is for heroin. So to replace the...
because it's a cleaner...
So to replace the withdrawal symptoms of
you could have hit a heroin for $5 down there.
Heroin was the next best option.
So basically, my opinion on the situation is that doctors get a kickback for pushing, like say depression medication. Yeah. You got thousands of different depression medications. You have a real fucking...
I don't know, man. Money does wonders.
But yeah, and then you get people you get them hooked on pills and shit like that or whatever, and you feel like, oh yeah, they're gonna keep coming back. We'll just it's gonna be money. Problem is that the prescription that you give out is for a month's supply, so you get X amount of dollars. Your tolerance builds up to where it no longer has the same effect that it once did. So now you have to go out and start buying off the street, which, like you said, it's usually $1 a milligram, where the fuck it is, for whatever you're getting or whatever. Now you're paying this hefty fucking bill every, that you're going to your dealer or whatever, and eventually your dealer's going to be like, hey, like, you're spending $900 a month, like, let me cut you a solid, man. Like, you can get the exact same fucking high. Like, I know it's got a bad rep, but exact same fucking high for $25.
Right.
No,
and exactly. And that heroin was here before, and it was a problem. But I don't think it became an epidemic until the ERs stopped.
But that's because you started having people come into the ER instead of going through their doctor, because they can go into the ER and be like, oh, I hurt my back, I need a small script of fucking pain pills, and then they would just deal. Then it started becoming heavier and heavier. That they become like, what the fuck is going like? And then it put a magnifying glass over it. So they started cutting down that. They started cutting down. Same thing when they started cutting down with the meth and shit like that or whatever. Now you got to show your ID when you get like fucking cold and sinus flu medicine and shit like that or whatever. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it was relatively an over-the-counter, like, harmless fucking thing to help you fight off the fucking common cold or...
Well, you gotta show your ID for Sudafed, because that's what's used to make a meth.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying as far as, like, if you get rid of the Narcan't and let the weak get weeded out, even if you completely get rid of heroin,
they're just going to replace people with those numbers. Else. I'm just saying.
That's what
these people that die would just get replaced. I promise.
Then you start getting fucking that crocodile shit or whatever it was in fucking Florida, and you get all these different types where motherfuckers are smoking bath salts and fucking everything else. Like,
what's the crocodile shit?
Oh, look at those videos.
What about
your arm? Like, basically eats itself from the inside out.
What is it?
It's crocodile. It's this new drug. It eats itself. It eats your veins.
That's the second new drug I've heard today. I heard something called lean today. I didn't know.
Lean is basically
drink.
You drink.
Cold, man.
It's it's for colds, and you
codeine.
drink it, and it makes you really codeine. Yeah, and it makes you really.
I asked somebody what lean. I saw it today, and I asked somebody what lean was. And they were like, "It's a Drake song." That's what they told me. They were like, "It's a Drake song."
They mix like cough syrup,
but they mix it with alcohol,
Sprite, and Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, and it fucks you up.
Scissor.
What about the duties of a first responder or a medic? It's to save lives by any means, right? No matter why.
They do sign an oath.
No matter why you are in that situation, it's their job to save your life. Why should they be restricted to not be able to save lives?
Not all lives need to be saved.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
I'm just the mediator. I'm just the mediator.
That's not.
Who's to decide whose life needs to be saved?
Well, that's not even a discussion when it comes to this situation, because
if a drunk
it's their
driver
job.
fucking veers off the road and wrecks his car and gets thrown from his car, the EMT's still going to administer first aid and try to keep them alive, whatever.
Even though he killed innocent people.
Doesn't
We
matter.
did say he hit other
But
people.
when
right?
you're a person that believes what you're doing to save the life is causing a greater worse, I guess.
So
that's
it's
not how that's worded.
it's
but-
worse.
That's not how it's worded. But
So you're saying it's worse to save someone's
I
life?
think overall,
Then just
the
let 'em
use of
die.
Narcan, is going to create a worse situation.
I understand that, but I'm asking you, as a first responder or a medic, it is their job, and they have signed an oath to save lives. No matter what that person did to get in that situation, it's their job. If they robbed a bank, shot at cops and got shot, it is shoot up
and
a
get
fucking
shot
school.
by the cops.
It is their job, regardless of what they believe in.
There's a school shooting today.
Because
I love school shootings.
you shouldn't take your political beliefs or your religious beliefs into work. You just need to go there and you need to do your job. It is their job to do this. What do you have to say about the
No, okay, I know what you're saying, and I'm sitting here actually trying to think of a scenario. But I mean, as a first responder, medic responder, whatever you want to call it, like political beliefs, whatever aside, what if saving that person's life is going to make 5 others die? And I can't even think of a scenario.
But you can't say that.
Like the whole.
I know you can't say that.
Like
but
the bus.
I'm sure
like
there's
the bus
others.
The train.
Okay. So you have a
One person on the truck and the train.
right. You have a truck coming down the road, and you have a businessman on the right side and 5 kids on the other side, and he has to swerve to miss a truck in the middle that's stopped, and he can go right or left. Which way should he go?
There's 5 kids on one side.
There's
and
5
1
kids on one side, 1 man on the other side.
And he has to swerve around what?
He has to swerve around a stopped truck in the middle of it. And if he swerves right, he'll hit the man. If he swerves left, he'll hit the kids.
The original scenario is a man. It's a train.
Sorry.
It's a train on 2 tracks.
Okay, good. Well,
There's
say
one
it.
person on the track and the other track. You can only go 2 ways.
Right.
It only forks. There's one person on the track, and on the other track, there's 5 people on the other track. And then, do you kill the 5 people, or do you kill the 1 person?
But there's no age in your story?
Is there any
Actually, I think
Narcan't
there's an
Dixon?
age.
Why are there Asians?
Age.
Oh,
I can't remember the exact. But I know
Because
that's
if the age is a factor, then
But
you
no,
go for
one's
the old
I know there's
man.
5.
The
people,
Asians.
Yeah,
and
but
then
are
the
you
other
really
one's
gonna
like,
have that
and
split
there's
second time
it's
to
the
like make
same
the
kind
decision?
of. It's a
how do you
elderly-
steer a train anyways?
It's just a scenario. type
It's
situation.
just fork.
It's on tracks, bro.
You make the decision.
How do you
So,
steer?
Do you
What
kill
the
the? Do you
I-
kill the
I
old
killed
man?
one person.
Do you kill the old man?
How would you even decide
Or
you
do
can't
you
steer a
kill-
train, bro?
You
Five
switch
kids.
You kill the old man.
Yeah, but you don't do that. The train box does that, so it's up to them, not you, the conductor.
Then
So
just go with my
basically,
scenario.
to like the
It was a
analogy
good scenario. I still don't
to.
understand what it had to do with
Alright,
what
alright,
I
then,
actually even
well,
said.
no,
You
no,
know why?
the
Because you're
analogy that is
stupid.
simulated to the situation at hand, it should be like, do you kill this one person because he's a heroin
You
addict?
don't steer a train,
Even though you know
bro.
he's gonna rob and kill all these 5 other people
Brain gotta poop.
because he needs to get his fix. He's gonna kill these 5 people to get his fix. So do you let him die, or do you save him so he can kill 5 people?
I could run over the old man.
I want
So you would kill the one person.
Just say 5.
So you
Which
would,
still
so
just
you,
proves
so in
my
the
point of
situation,
everything I
you would
just
kill
said,
the
actually.
one.
Like, I don't even
yeah,
like-
yeah, he stuck to his point.
Because
I
I
was-
don't know where you were
He
going.
did,
I don't
he
know.
stayed at this point.
I know he stuck to his point. I was just bringing up that scenario. Why did he leave?
I don't know.
Hey guys,
He's an addict. He needs to smoke.
it's my show now.
But still, I
You just have the same standpoints as him. They're just gonna direct their questions
Well,
to
I'll
you
just
now.
I'll just direct it to you. I still haven't got an
I
answer.
agree with you.
Do you?
I agree with everybody.
Fold like putty.
You can't agree with everybody.
I
like
do agree
putty
with
in
everybody,
someone's
man.
hand.
You can't be pro and
I'm sweating.
Yeah, that's
I
me.
still don't have an answer though. From,
What do you need, man?
I need to know, as a first responder or an EMT,
Do
it's
it.
their job
Just do
to
it.
save lives.
Do
So
it.
they should save the life
Save that life.
and use Narcan to do it.
Do it.
So you agree with the use of Narcan?
I don't care, man.
6 months ago, no. But now he does.
I feel like that's non-debatable.
It's the Hippocratic Oath.
What's not available? What?
Anyways, you guys have fun. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna smoke.
The whole first responder.
You gonna
EMT,
smoke,
it's their
man?
Job.
Yeah, if my legs are working.
So you don't think that that should be their job
Dude, I
to save
forgot about
lives?
this
I don't
cereal,
think they
bro.
should have that option.
To save a life? They
No,
don't.
not to save a life. To carry Narcan, that shouldn't be an option. If
But that restricts them from doing their
because
job.
the option's worse. It's not a good option.
I was eyeing it.
Just
You
be,
said-
the
you
best,
said
the
it's
best,
the best
option is
option.
not always the best. The best option is not
The
always,
only option,
It's called
The
the best
only
option
option's not
because
always
it's
the best option.
but it's the only option.
Then
If the
doesn't.
if the only option
only option is not
if
always
the only
best
option to breathe oxygen and live was to suck it out of my asshole, you'd be on your knees.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the only fucking option. It's not the best option, but you're gonna take it because it's gonna keep you alive.
For me, sucking the air out of your asshole doesn't make me hurt anybody else, lie to anybody else,
It
steal
does,
from
'cause
any
your breath's gonna smell like shit. I'm not gonna talk to you.
I understand that, but I'm not looking at the result of the person. I'm just looking at-
It's the butterfly effect of what that one
Right.
heroin addict's gonna have to do with everybody else.
Right,
Me
but you're-
sucking out of your asshole
you're also
is not gonna create a
generalizing.
butterfly effect of other than maybe my breath. Goddammit. Okay, fine, but just the butterfly effect of what one heroin addict can do to an entire family.
right. I understand.
And I do
okay.
it.
Have you been around alcoholics?
Right.
Yeah, like I have them rampant in my family. Do you know what they do with the family? We still send them to rehab. A lot of times free of
Yeah,
charge.
it seems like
Paid by the government.
yours is mixed. You on one hand you say we shouldn't do it because they don't deserve to live. On the other hand, you're saying as long as it doesn't come out of my taxes, I don't care what they do with it.
I do go both ways with it. Because if there was a better option. And not even just the tax reasons, I do truly feel like Narcan makes the entire situation worse. I don't see how it actually helps, other than that dude gets to live until the next day when he needs more Narcan, or the next week, or the next month, whatever. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't help anything. It just prolongs
though. You're
it.
not.
So-
You're just assuming that every heroin addict is the same, and that Narcan has never saved somebody's life, and that they've been brought out of it, and it's changed them. It's been their rock bottom.
I was actually told a story over the weekend where a lady was given morphine, but her blood pressure wasn't taken properly, so the dosage was wrong, and it was hitting her late. And she flatlined, and the doctor brought her back with Narcan, and she lives. She's alive right now. She's not a drug addict. She was given
I
the
know
right
how
medicine.
shitty this is about to sound, but all those crazy, awesome, amazing stories are like one in a handful compared to the actual overdosed addicts that are being revived.
So
Those stories are just a handful. Yes, innocent bystanders. I know how that sounds. But I don't know. It's just not. There's not an option I'm happy with. There's not an option I'm happy with.
So if they're
I
not
do,
willing,
like,
if they're
yes.
not willing to help themselves, why should we be willing to help them?
Yeah, bottom line, because I don't believe it's a disease. It's a disease.
Why,
Is
why,
alco-
do,
is
why, do,
alcoholism
why do
a
you go
disease?
down and do handouts for the homeless and the same homeless?
No,
people
I
show
get
up?
who we're fucking feeding. I get it.
Then why are you part of this club?
Most of this club is against
No,
heroin.
no, no.
And Narcan.
No, what he just asked you was, you go down and you help these homeless people survive that aren't going. There is some that aren't going to better themselves, and they're going to be homeless for the rest of their life.
How long do you?
Why do
Because-
you hand them a sandwich?
Our main motto in the club is at the end of the day is if we just helped one fucking person.
Just said it.
Just help one person.
But I know
He regretted saying
because I know for a fact that one person that we fucking helped
Yeah.
most likely is not a goddamn heroin addict.
How do you know?
He's just a dude down on his fucking luck who has no home at the moment.
Who would definitely rob someone if he had
You
the
can tell,
opportunity.
no, even action, and you could probably agree with me. I know we're having a debate right now, but you can tell the heroin addicts from the people that are just
So,
fucking down on their shit.
do you hand a sandwich to that heroin addict?
Yes, everybody gets one because
Why?
because I ain't about to get my goddamn ass kicked.
By who?
Heroin addicts.
Anybody not getting a sandwich.
Somebody that's on heroin is not going to kick your ass.
No, and as much as, like, most of the club, you know, we're all against heroin. I'd say half of us is against Narcan't. In the club, we don't judge because we can't.
Why can't
We're
you
not
judge?
allowed. Because that will create tension. It will create a fight. It will create...
You know who else can't judge? A medic.
True story, bro.
So if
you
you have
agree?
Narcan't in his hand, you're like, oh, there's nothing I can do. Just like if there was a guy with his head split open, knew he was going to die in 3 minutes, couldn't get him to the hospital in time, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, but he still tries.
Okay? So come up with a better option than Narcan't. Try. Try to save him. Give him, you know.
But Narcan't is here, is what I'm saying. It's a viable
It's not
asset. It is
Just like the
100%
sandwiches here. The sandwich isn't going to make that guy not homeless. It's not the best option you
We
guys
don't-
could be
we
doing.
don't have to make the sandwiches.
Definitely not the best option you guys have. You guys could definitely.
I don't make the sandwiches for the heroin
Right, but,
addicts.
like-
I make the sandwiches for the people that
So-
are going to better their lives.
Okay, so then-
heroin addicts just happen to be in
So
this.
then we go down there and we pass out everything or whatever, and we see a lot of the same faces every single week.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you're not willing to help yourself, why should we help you? So why do you continue to go down there knowing that it's going to be the same faces that you see?
Because all those fuckers are not on heroin.
It
There's a
doesn't
lot
matter.
of
It
those
doesn't
dudes
matter.
that are not on
Yeah, but it
drugs or
doesn't
heroin
matter.
at
Step out
all.
of
If you're
heroin for a
not
second.
actively doing something to benefit and to help yourself and to dig yourself out of the fucking situation that you're in, like, if some people get hooked on fucking heroin by fucking whoopsie, like fucking
Mortal
they get
Kombat?
they get fucking heroin at a fucking party or something like that, or they get accidentally hooked on pills because they took their pills.
But from my
just like their
understanding,
dad-
you don't get
just like
super
their
fucking
doctor.
hooked on one time.
No, but if you take, my buddy just had ankle surgery and he got fucking morphine, Dilaudid, and
Dilaudid.
whatever, and Oxycontin. Boom, fucking 3 fucking heavy hitters. If he was to take them the way that they were prescribed on the fucking bottle, he would become addicted to that shit.
I'm gonna
Like,
eat some
that's how
cereal.
fucking quick that shit fucking works and how quick that shit fucking hits you. He does not take that shit unless he absolutely fucking needs it because he knows what the situation is.
Right.
So you have a bunch of people who have gotten hooked on. I got a
Coke
buddy
was
who
fun.
got hooked on because he fucked up his back and was on
So,
fucking Vicodin and
whole time.
Percocets for like 2
Your
years.
buddy made a very conscious choice because he knows the outcome of what was going to happen. And at this point in age, who would not fucking know that?
Okay.
Huh?
So what? I don't understand. An 18-year-old
Yeah.
kid who hurts himself playing football, and he goes to the doctor, and the doctor gives him Percocets and says, "Here you go, bud. Like this will fucking cure your pain." Like blah blah blah. And he takes it exactly how it says on the bottle. Like if he still has back pain because they're not actually treating the core issue and they're just numbing him to fucking get his pain to go away. Like it'll eventually go away, but if he really has a serious issue, he goes back and gets another prescription of that same fucking opioid. He is now at risk, a high risk, to become fucking addicted to that shit. Now he's 18, 19 years old. He more than likely doesn't fucking have, like if he's in college, so he probably doesn't have fucking insurance, or he may be covered under his parents' insurance or whatever, but there's a higher number than what I think you're assuming of people who get hooked on that shit, and then it's just a vicious fucking downward slope.
No, and I'm not going to not blame doctors and pharmaceutical.
Why not? I mean, I'm sorry. It has nothing. Sorry.
No, I'm not going to say they don't have a part to play in this.
Well,
But I still don't think the number, even though like one of my biggest enemies in the world is fucking Big Pharma, like I can't stand them more than anything, I still don't think their number in the whole scenario, this whole epidemic, is still big enough to be a player. I still think it's people. I think the majority of it.
Making bad choices. 100%.
The majority of it is
I've
people
made
making bad
several
decisions,
bad decisions.
But at the same time, you just said your buddy got all these prescriptions because he hurt himself, and he knew
Yeah,
what
that's
that shit
because
was gonna do.
that's because that was like 6 months ago.
But no,
Now, everybody that got
we're
hooked
in
on this shit was
we're
like
we're in
fucking.
2017, man. Like, we're in the world.
Right, but you have people that are addicted to fucking pills and addicted to
18-year-old.
pills for the past fucking 12
Even your
years.
common 18-year-old's gonna know what the fuck Percocet's gonna do to him if he takes too much of it.
That's
Honestly,
why they take
I
it.
got a question. This is God's honest truth. I don't know if Percocets is like a muscle relaxer or a pain reliever.
I think it's pain reliever.
So,
Flexerol is a muscle relaxer.
so I have no idea.
Flexeril is a generic for muscle relaxers. It's the same thing. Just generic.
Oh my god.
Flexeril.
That's
Okay,
what
well, that's what I said. I said Flexerol is a muscle relaxer.
Well, no, Flexeril is a generic for muscle.
Flexerol or Flexeril, whatever. Percocet's pain reliever.
So, regardless, it was their decision. Whatever they did, they got into a bad situation.
What's he doing?
So they
He left your ass to rot.
they don't deserve people stepping in and helping them.
I'll repeat the question. Sorry, I was...
Gary is getting in that ass.
So they made the choices that they made.
Mhm.
Their conscious effort, whatever the choices, or series of choices, whatever it was that they made, led them down a certain path to where they're at, where they're at right now. So it was by their own choices. So they don't deserve help.
I get what you're getting at, and okay, I don't know where you're getting at, but let me follow up with this. I'm gonna follow up with a statement,
They should
instead,
follow up
instead
with
of directing
yes or no.
instead of directly answering.
You sound just like a president.
I know, right? I thought about that as soon as I said
Fake
it.
Instead
news.
of answering that,
Trump. Trump, how do you respond?
Okay, alcoholism's real.
I'm gonna
I
be
get-
honest right now. I'm gonna
it
cut you
runs-
off for 1 second. I can't tell if you stood up or not.
I just I just straightened my back.
I thought you moved, and I was like, I thought he was.
I went from here to like here.
Okay, here we go.
I just straightened my back. I
There we
just
go.
adjusted my posture.
I'm so done. I'm so done.
All right,
We
so,
get it. I'm short. Okay, my drinking. Alcoholism does run in my family.
Mine too.
That's bullshit.
My dad's side.
For 6 to 7 years, starting in my mid-20s, maybe I don't know how, I'm at 36 now, so okay, late 20s. Started drinking kind of heavily. Turned into daily. Every day. Every single day. Weekdays, I wouldn't get like fucking smashed, but you know, drank every day.
I can't even drink.
Did that for 6 to 7 years. I controlled it. I, would wait till my kids were a little closer to bed before I opened my first beer, just so, I wasn't, hammered in front of them or drinking in front of them, really.
Did you control it, or you felt like you controlled it?
It's a very good
No, and,
question.
then that's also a good question in itself, because I've often questioned myself in that. Like, I didn't come home from work like, oh, fucking give me a beer. Because I used to come home, I think at that job, I came home like 2 o'clock. It was 2, I think I left at 2, got home at 2:30. So like for 6 years, that was not this past job I lived from, but the job before. It was 6 to 2, got home at 2:30. I didn't open a beer till, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Waited till it was a little closer to the kids' bedtime. But this went on for years. It did. And it was actually not until about 8 months ago I got like pretty sick and got on an antibiotic that I was not allowed to drink on. So I didn't drink. And by like day 4, I kind of had this mental clarity. Like, oh shit, man, I feel great. Like, I haven't drank in 4 days. I feel good. So what became like, even though I wasn't like getting hammered through the week, I guess it was still enough to be like, I'll cause a haze in my head.
You still
And
went
that's
to
when I
withdrawals,
realized.
though.
No, and that's when I realized, like, okay, I like. And I have gone back and forth in my head. I really have. But I really do think I controlled it. I think I drank every day because I wanted to drink, not every day, not because I needed to drink every day.
So you're saying that the...
But,
So,
so I
okay.
stopped. I realized after I got sick, I was like, all right, I feel great when I don't drink through the week. I'll just keep it to the weekends. So I stopped. I was terrified to do so. I thought I would, I thought I was terrified to do so because then it would admit to myself that I really was addicted or I had a problem because it does run in my family.
What does that mean?
What mean?
The alcoholism runs in my family.
There's a lot of alcoholics in my family.
So you're
It's not alcoholism. It's addiction.
No. Are you saying?
No, I will because I do have an addictive personality. I do. I get addicted to things very quickly.
But are you just saying that there happen to be a lot of alcoholics in my family, or are you saying that there are alcoholics in my family because it runs in my family? Like, are you saying?
I would say addiction in itself is hereditary.
Okay. Go ahead. So I just want to clear that up.
Where were you going with that? I mean, as a mediator, though, I'm just asking.
But no,
What?
We'll get there.
Where were you going with that?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Well, then finish this.
I want to quit right now.
He's very contradicting.
No, but
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Very
no,
contradicting.
but
Well, I'm just a mediator. I ain't
so
shit.
I stopped. I stopped drinking throughout the week
Mhm.
because I actually got a glimpse of that clarity, of not drinking. I thought by quitting, it kind of scared me, drinking through the week. I thought it scared me for the fact because I thought that it was I would have to admit to myself that I truly was drinking too much and I was an alcoholic. But I just stopped. And it was easy. There was no withdrawal symptoms. There was nothing. I just stopped. It wasn't hard. And I was good. My entire point of that, regarding your question, is I recognized it, made a choice, and stopped.
Stopped what?
Drinking.
Stopped drinking through the week.
It's Wednesday and you've had how many beers?
Other than podcast days, motherfucker, I drink on podcast days.
Just saying.
Oh.
I see you sometimes throughout the week and you drink. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that.
You see me on Wednesdays and I drink.
Right, but I'm saying.
The other days when you stop by on Tuesdays and Thursdays, am I drinking? No, you are. I'm not drinking.
I don't.
So I know you're not judging. I know.
I don't. Yeah, I don't pay that much attention to whether you're drinking or not. I just see them stacked up here. So I'm saying this is a weekday.
Actually, the last time I came, I actually was really weirded out because you and Steve were here and Steve was drinking and you were not. But I think the fact that Steve was drinking weirded me out more than anything.
I did a number on that line.
So, back to, it's not a disease.
I'm sorry about that.
But I can't prove that though.
Right, but
All I can look at is my family and go, there's a lot of alcoholics.
Is heart
in my
disease, like heart failure, is that a hereditary thing? Is that a disease?
Yes.
But see, with anything you're about to ask me, it's all going to be hearsay to me. I've never actually studied.
Is diabetes? Is that hereditary? Is that something to where you're more predisposed to it if it's?
I think
I don't know though.
We're just trying to figure out.
As a mediator, though, I need to ask the question.
Yes.
You guys have went off a tangent with Narcan't or no Narcan't.
No, now we're on addiction in general. And
Well, it kind of all plays into
it all ties.
Yeah, it all ties back in.
I think that me and Gary are trying to figure out if
And I got what you're saying. Whether when I kept saying runs in the family, and I guess that's just a thing I say. But physically, I don't know. I have no clue if alcoholism or addiction is hereditary or diabetes is hereditary. I literally have no clue. Could be, could not be. I don't fucking know.
Are you more perceptive to help someone if you found out that it was nothing that they could control from the beginning? Like addiction?
Oh, I see what you guys are doing. Bringing it full circle. I like that.
I'm not quite sure I understand. Say that again.
Okay, so if hereditarily someone has heart issues, right? You're okay with helping that person because they have heart issues, and there was nothing they could do about it in the beginning, right?
I would hope the person with heart issues, whether it was hereditary or they got it when they were 30.
Even if they were on heroin?
I have heart issues that run in my family, but I still eat fast food. I still drink beer. Those are choices that, knowing that I'm genetically predisposed to heart disease, I should be eating better. I should be drinking alcohol. I should be exercising more, but I don't. So
see, what I can't wrap my head around.
Therefore, those are my choices to not adhere to the knowledge that I am genetically predisposed to that. I'm choosing a particular lifestyle that leads me to be more susceptible to those genetic predispositions.
But are you
But
fucking
you would
robbing
still-
your family for Cheetos?
Pill addicts are.
Like that's what I can't. You guys keep bringing up examples of like eating too much or alcoholism, whatever. And okay, yes, alcoholism like that can cause people to steal alcohol from their families, but it's alcohol. Like
Right.
That's
heroin addicts are
legal to
stealing
get
like
over.
money and guns
You're right.
and fucking like all this other crazy shit. Like
Alcoholics don't affect anybody else but alcoholics. You're right.
no, I didn't say that. I just said alcoholics. Yes, okay, they do affect their families.
I witnessed
But-
an alcoholic man beat the shit out of his wife.
An obese man doesn't affect anybody else but himself. You're right.
I'm just saying. Most of
Fuck
the
you, I
calls for domestic violence
took my
involve alcohol.
statement back. I said alcoholics, then I said no. Wait, yes, alcoholics do steal from their families and everything else. But you can't compare like food and heart disease and cancer and all that shit.
God, these
Like
are-
because they're not at that. Yes, the loss when that person dies is gonna affect everybody. At that moment, when that person dies or whatever disease we're talking about. But I mean, he's not gonna be up in his fucking mom's kitchen robbing her of every chocolate cake, Cheetos, everything else
know what I
because.
do.
You don't. That's not entirely true. I mean,
Yeah, like I mean, it's just you just don't see that side of it because like eating disorders like that aren't as publicly out there in the media. and
Although,
shit.
hold on, I watched this thing today. It was like My Obsession or whatever.
Yeah.
And this chick was obsessed with eating mattresses. She ate her own mattress. When hers was gone, she went in and started eating her
the whole
mom's
mattress?
the whole mattress.
Look, she's affecting her mom, man.
And then she went into her mom's room and started eating her mom's mattress while
Like
she was in the
springs and
shower.
all.
No, just the cushion.
She's not crazy.
Like,
You're
but,
crazy.
I mean, that's still
Like
it's an
digest metal.
eating disorder. I mean, it's still a weird obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah.
I mean, okay, this
but it's still
happened
eating though.
within my family, and I'm
And
not
the
gonna
thing
name
with
names,
alcoholism?
because I don't know who of my family watches this shit, but
There's no cutting it off.
someone in my family went to stay with someone else
think I made it
in
7
my
months.
family, and when this happened, no one knew she was an addict. Like it was just thought she had lost her place to live. During her time there, she found all the guns, like found out where they were at, and just on the last day she disappeared. Found all the guns, found some bonds. I think it totaled to be like a couple $1,000s in bonds. Found all this stuff. Last day, just not the last day she was gonna live there, but just one day disappeared with all this stuff.
Right.
A couple $1,000 in bonds, a few rifles, a couple handguns, disappeared, gone.
Who was this?
People in my family.
Oh. Bonnie and Clyde.
There's a trend I see with your family.
Someone, I'm gonna even bear to say with an alcohol addiction, an alcoholic, food addiction, anything, is not doing that.
I believe someone with
They're
an
not.
alcohol addiction would have grabbed one of the guns and held it to their stepson's head.
That depends on the alcoholic, though.
It depends
I
on
don't
the
think
heroin
I don't
addict.
think every alcoholic's fucking violent, though.
I don't believe every heroin addict.
Not that that's any better. I'm not like saying that's any better,
So
but that's,
every single heroin addict is violent.
They're too lazy. When
No.
they get high, they can't move.
stealing. It was not no.
You said
They
violent.
stole like thousands of dollars worth of shit. Nobody with a food
Only-
addiction.
I have people in my family that are just shitty people
Yeah, there are shitty people.
that aren't on drugs and they just steal from family.
Yeah, they
and
should
like you know what
not
I mean.
die
Like
but go to jail.
They should not have to go to jail, but if you also steal and do heroin, you should just die.
Oh no. If I may interject,
What?
if I may interject, I had something.
Yeah, go for it. You have a microphone.
Let's just say something.
it was gonna be real good too.
Mm-hmm. Like these Cheetos.
Those aren't
Chester
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Those are fries.
They banging is what they is. They banging.
Chester. He's fucking retarded.
Alcoholics
What the fuck?
can still be. What are you cutting? What are you doing?
So this is why he's not on the podcast anymore.
Am I yelling or something?
No, why?
Am I yelling?
You only have one on, so I figured I would only have one on too.
No, tell me why I ain't on here no more.
You're just taking a long time.
Oh, I thought I
You
was
look
yelling.
just like you look just like Omar Epps and Juice.
I always gonna make racial comments.
How was that racial comment?
Oh.
If anything, that was a compliment. That's him embracing his black side.
Real quick,
Omar's got darker skin.
since he's 53% white,
If I'd have said he looked like the goofy kid from fucking I don't even know what the movie's called. Hustle and Flow. That fucking DJ'd and shit.
Ain't got no money for the rent. Is that song?
Yeah.
What?
That was a catchy song.
Whoop that trick.
No, that's
Whoop
Terrence
that
Howard.
trick.
No, alright.
Whoop that
Yeah, the white
trick.
chick. The white dude.
Whoop that.
Oh.
The new guy.
The white dude with the big nose. He's on road trip.
That's still
No,
racist. That's actually racist.
Well,
Okay.
no matter who I compare him to, it's racist because he's...
Mulatto.
Someone commented, okay, it was actually someone commented that I know, and
Sweet.
he is kind of on both of our sides. The first two comments are kind of like more going to go towards you guys. He says, we spend tax dollars to help smokers who develop cancer, diabetes, all kinds of ailments because politicians who make these decisions are in bed with Big Pharma. Call me a softie, but we should all do everything we can for everyone we can. We should be there by now. And then at the very end, which
Just read it.
I agree with this part totally, and it's kind of what I said in the beginning. Get these people real help and Narcan't. Real help. I don't know. I got country there all of a sudden. Get these people real help, and Narcan't will become obsolete.
Right, but for the
Which
time being,
I agree with.
if you give them Narcan to save them, that's the only way that they're going to get help.
I just feel like Narcan's making the epidemic worse.
I think it's highlighting the epidemic because now you're having repeat offenders. Me personally, like we already talked about it beforehand. Like I think that there should be stringent fucking rules on it. I think that only like paramedics should be like. I don't think police officers.
I agree
should
with
carry
that,
shit,
100%.
Or like
because we do live in a world
firefighters
with
and shit like that, or
Narcan, and
whatever.
it's now going to go away.
Most police officers are first responders.
Right, but I still feel
But
like
in
that's
their
not
job,
what they're.
that's not their job description. In their job, whether they're first responders or not, they should not
Protect.
carry Narcan.
And serve.
Only
They're protecting them from dying.
Paramedics.
What's protect mean? If their code of conduct is protect and serve, what's
I
protect
like how
mean?
on the side of the car that's in quotations. Like,
They should put in quotations, especially for like people my milk.
they do on.
They-
I've seen it.
Of your melon,
They have
Well,
melanin in their skin.
someone who's 53% white. You wanna go on that?
I'll fucking kick you right off that fucking stool. I swear to
Oh,
God,
I
into
do.
the camera.
Oh, I read you out, man. I'm sorry.
White guy over here. Sit back, relax, and collect the money from other people.
Who?
You, like a white guy.
Sitting high on your hog.
May I remind you of the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s?
Huh? No,
Anyway,
no. I'm saying.
We kept going back further, like 1400s, 1300s, 1200s.
that's up.
No, I'm saying. You're sitting back at this point in time, using the property that you own
I bust my ass, well.
to make money off of other people.
3 years
Off
straight.
top.
I worked 3 jobs.
So it sounds
off
like a
top.
white man.
Way off that. It wasn't even just like going lightly off that. They went way the fuck off that.
Sounds like a white man.
Okay, yes.
The man.
So most cops may be first responders.
Not for
Not
people who have
all
melanin in their
cops
skin.
are first responders, so you can't make a whole department
But
carry.
you can say that their mission statement is to protect and serve.
No, I agree with that, but you can't make every cop carry Narcan because some are first responders.
We make every cop carry a gun because some people are going to shoot back.
They are fucking very well trained in the guns.
And they can be
Not
very
Narcan.
well trained in Narcan.
You would think that they were very well trained in their fucking tasers, but a lot of times they reach for their gun instead of their taser.
They'll be executing. Sure,
Whole nother fucking subject.
Calm your 46% down, Dixon.
Goddamn. Don't yell at him.
That's
A
a
lot of
very-
lives matter.
That's a very irate subject for me.
Uh,
I can still hold my cold though. But anyways,
No, I do
Subject
agree.
at
I
hand,
do agree with him
drugs.
that while we do live in a world with Narcan, cops shouldn't carry it. It's
I disagree with that.
and I mean you guys haven't hit on it, but I know a lot of other people do, which is kind of why I put it as my status, and it wasn't even just for like my own research. No, because
In
I'm actually going to go
conclusion-
against what most people said on my status. A lot of people said, oh, well, maybe not get rid of it totally, but maybe everybody gets one. I don't believe in that either. Like, it's all or none. If we're going to go that route, if it's going to be here, it's all or none. Because, for one, you're going to have a billion times... and resources, people that's gonna have to keep track of this shit. You're gonna have to have records, whether it's be online or not.
Creating jobs, son.
Creating jobs, but it's a city funded.
Trump would back that.
Trump would back that.
I hate Trump.
But
I think
that would be
secretly a
great.
Trump supporter.
Like when people
That would be
presidents
create
that they
more of
have
a
no
problem.
fucking buy.
Nothing.
I do not support that motherfucker whatsoever.
Go ahead with you.
You heard it.
That would actually hurt both sides of the table, I believe, if you had the limit on the number of Narcan. Because, you know, you're a let them live, I'm a let them die guy. But, if you have a limit, and, okay, say you're a first responder, a cop, and, what the fuck? First responder, cop, anything, whoever is carrying the fucking Narcan, walks up and sees a guy dying on the sidewalk, and he goes, hold on. I'm gonna find out who this guy is, see how many he's had.
He'd be dead by then.
Exactly. You can't do the limit. So
I'm not saying they should do them at all.
I think the people who want...
Let's just say...
I don't mean this by any means, but the people who want the limit on the number, I think are kind of almost even more ignorant than the people who are all for it or all against it.
So what
You
if they
can't
did?
limit.
What if they did something where they kept you in the database and then there was no checks and balances to where they fucking had to come.
Got an idea.
And
Every
all
time
of
they
a
get a
sudden-
Narcan, we
all
should
of a
just attach to
sudden
a
they-
number.
It's cool, or we can just wait for the
I'm sorry, what did you just say? What do you think this is?
We should just attach to a number right here every time they get a Narcan shot, just so we know.
What do you think this is? Auspice?
So,
Just
Switch.
fucking. I'm just fucking with you, man.
so
I'm
if
joking.
you Narcan somebody, whatever, they automatically go into the database that should happen. If they need a Narcan, they're a heroin addict, whatever, they OD, blah blah, whatever. You come up on first responder comes up on somebody. They're obviously ODing. They hit them with Narcan again. They bring them back. They get all their information, do all that shit or whatever. If it is the second offense, then that is a felony offense.
Okay, if we're going that route, or if we're going to go the
I'm just throwing out different.
no,
ideas
okay,
besides what
no, that's
Yeah,
fine
me
because
too.
like I've always
I
said
haven't
since the
too.
beginning, I think even when we debated, I was like, debate all we want. I still don't believe in Narcan. I don't believe that's the best option. That's just the best option there is. But I'm still I'm still the if that's the
If I
only
may-
option doesn't mean that's the best
If I may
option.
say, though.
It is the only option. That doesn't always mean it's the best option. And that's still where I
So,
stand.
but what you're saying is that the best option is just let them die.
If I may, though, we did make progress today. One of the two people who were not for it are now for it.
Are you for it?
I think he was forced.
No, he's just saying because he didn't
Yeah,
say anything.
he
He
was-
just left.
Are you for Narcan?
Yeah, I was the only. It was me against them two 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Why are you for it?
Are you asking me why we should save lives?
I'm asking. Yeah, I mean, is that?
Are you asking me why we should save lives?
I was just asking.
The question itself should be answered by the very statement when you say it.
I think it depends on how you say it.
Oh God.
Your voice is really high.
What about the
Oh, that is
I
funny.
would send
Someone
the
actually
next one.
said, I guess we should need a Narcan tattoo like it's a tally. I literally didn't even see that, so just now, but that's kind of funny.
Well, the new iPhone has in-time facial recognition, so they could just have a database set up in there. It's in time. It's instant face recognition.
iPhone X.
Like all over the world? Like you can just
iPhone
like,
X.
I could iPhone him and it'd be like,
Well, no,
you're-
it recognizes you, right?
Is it theory
So
Snapchat's already building a
your
database
first
to sum
offense, you get a picture taken of your face, and then you could just check like I facial recognition database, and every time you have an OD person, you just okay. they
Okay,
haven't-
great,
they
but
haven't
we're not
had it.
there yet.
But we
No,
are
but
there.
what I was getting, no, I don't think we're there to be like universal. I don't know, like I haven't found facial recognition to be like,
Well,
not on a phone,
It
to
just
be,
it actually releases September 28th. So
okay, it's still new. I'd like it to be around for a little bit longer before we rely on it.
They've been doing it with Snapchat this entire for like the last 3 or
Narcan's
4
been
years.
around for a while.
We still shouldn't rely on it.
I mean,
It's still in beta.
if it's
It's
bad,
still-
if it's bad, they would have came out with something better.
It's still in
yeah,
beta.
what's let's talk about the
No, hold on. The point I wanted to make, that we keep moving on, I keep forgetting my point. I just, okay, because that's what I was talking about. I was like, the only option is not always the best option, but if it's going to be the option, and that is our only option, what you started to say is that, okay, yes, if we can find a way to make that work, I don't think it's 3 strikes. You get 1 strike. Like, I think you should go to jail the first time you get it. Like, nobody should be getting it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 8, 9 times and just going back home.
Right. It should be like
in the world we live in reality, no matter how I sit here and debate it and I'm against it and everything else, it's here. It is what it is. No matter what I say, is going to take it away.
Don't they go to jail?
So in
anyways?
reality, no.
If you get caught dealing,
They don't go to jail.
No. The dealers do, not the users. Unless they find over a certain amount. Unless they find over a certain amount on them. Then
right.
They will go.
Because you don't go to jail for being high. You go to jail for what you got high with, right?
Yeah.
I went to jail for being drunk.
Yeah. It's not fair.
It's bullshit.
So they.
First of all, you shouldn't be alive because you drink alcohol.
You drive down one.
I know I'm debating against it, but in living in reality, then knowing that it is here and it's not going to go anywhere, no matter what I say, and no matter how we debate this. Yes, I do believe fucking first time you go, you're gone. Like, you obviously need it. That means you're guilty of it. First responders should know whether you need Narcan't or not. And if you need to get Narcan't, then fucking you go to jail. Court through everything else. Turns out it was a fucking mom that accidentally got fucking, whatever, injected from fucking sitting down on a goddamn bus and hitting a needle on her ass, like whatever, then you'll figure that out later. But in the world we live in, yes, I'm going to go with the fact that you get no strikes, you get no number of Narcans, you fucking go right to fucking jail and court and figure it out.
So you're saying they should go to jail, not die? They should still get Narcan.
At the end of the day, I still believe everybody should die. That is, I feel like there should be no Narcan. But, and I'm just saying in the world we live in the reality that we live in now, because it's not going to go anywhere no matter how I debate this. In reality, no strikes. You go right to jail. Or court, or...
So if you go to jail, you're spending more money.
We pay more money when they go to jail. Like when they go to jail, like,
well, not jail, but like
money
the court systems to determine whether it was a mom getting fucking stabbed on a fucking bus.
But then if it was a heroin addict, then what? You would fucking line him up and executions style?
No, which I do agree with him. There should be more rehabilitation.
So what if
state-funded rehabilitation?
But let's just say, because there has to be.
If it's state-funded, that's still less pain.
Well, but there has to be at least one.
But I feel like that's more. That's doing more help than Narcan't is.
There has to be at least one heroin addict that goes to work every day, supports his family, and gets off and does a hit of heroin. There has to be one.
I've met a chubby heroin addict.
I've met a couple.
But there has to be one functioning heroin addict, correct? Do you agree with that? Mm-hmm. Like, there at least has to be one. Mm-hmm. So, his life shouldn't be saved? He's just doing a drug.
To save the greater good? No.
Oh my god.
To save your debate.
If
there's a million fucking unfunctioning piece of shit heroin addicts and there's one guy doing it good, then no.
Okay, but if handing out a sandwich to one homeless guy saves his life, that's okay. Just to save one.
Yeah, because I'm still in the belief that most likely that guy wasn't a heroin addict.
Regardless if he's a heroin addict.
Yeah, but you choose to believe it. He's probably just not on heroin then.
So do you not like Narcan or do you just not like heroin?
Neither.
Let's ask the root of the main question that everybody's probably wondering.
No, we're not.
Why are you so against it? Like, what's the root of it? Like, what is your...
I don't have that.
Because my main thought process is it doesn't help. It's making the epidemic worse.
How is it making the epidemic worse? I don't think we've talked about it.
Because it causes immediate withdrawals. The second they wake up...
But why, though? Why are you so against saving a life?
Oh, no, not that. Let's talk about the effects and stuff.
From what I have read... The second they come to, it's like a withdrawal times 10.
Okay.
It's not always, but it's a high probability.
A high probability.
And
the
sometimes
majority
they're
of
violent and everything else or whatever.
They don't know what's going on.
So that in no way is stopping it. That is not it.
Right.
if they had a fucking shot, syringe, nose, nasal, whatever fucking shit they're giving them, that woke them up and did not give them a fucking immediate withdrawal, then I'd be all for it.
But what's wrong with withdrawal?
Sometimes withdrawal is where you need to go.
You can die from withdrawal, though.
No.
You can die from too much withdrawal.
Alcohol is the only
doesn't
withdrawal
matter.
that can kill you.
The show Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday was addicted to heroin. You know who Billie Holiday is?
Yeah.
You should know who Billie
Yeah, I know
Holiday
she
is.
is, and yes, she very well.
She was
We've
addicted
all
to
seen
heroin.
Tombstone.
No,
She was
because
addicted to
okay, here's what's happening. Okay, in reality,
She went to
paramedic
jail.
hits a heroin overdose. It's like, okay, this guy's heroin. He's over. He's done breathing. He's okay, whatever. You know, up his nostril, whatever. However they want to do it. He wakes up. He's got nothing on him because he already shot it all.
Right.
They say, okay, have a good life.
Okay.
So now he's fucking withdrawing times 10. Where's that guy gonna go? He ain't gonna go check into a fucking rehab. I'll tell you that much, because he's ODing times 10. He's like on fucking tenfold. He's not like just a little bit of withdrawing, thinking like, I can kick this, you know. It's fucking sudden shock. It's fucking sudden withdrawing majorly. Not a normal withdrawal, majorly withdrawing. The dude's gonna run right back out
We still gave him the
and
choice.
fucking do it as hard and as fast as he possibly fucking can
Okay.
because he's fucking over the top.
As a humanity,
withdrawal.
though, as a group of people
Well,
who
what's wrong with that?
claim to be civilized, we still gave that motherfucker the choice.
Because
to
10
either
minutes
die,
later, the next day, that dude's gonna come right back out and fucking Narcan't him again.
but we gave him the choice to live. We gave him the choice to live, so therefore he can either A, go in a rehab clinic, or B, he can go out and rob somebody. But we still gave him the fighting chance in life that he deserves, that everyone deserves, to live.
I'm not even on that. I'm not even on that.
What?
Let's say he could pay for everyone. He could just, fucking he shoots up, leaves $40 on his fucking chest for the Narcan guy to come around and shoot him
Who
up.
does that?
Well, I'm just saying, as an example.
I'm on the understanding you don't realize you're ODing until after you're like done.
I'm just saying, let's say he can fucking pay for the Narcan, right? Like, it's paid for by him. And
It's way too rare and rhetorical.
But we claim to be civilized individuals. I'm sorry. We claim, as a society, we're so fucking civilized. But you're sitting there saying, kill him dead.
I just don't
That's
understand.
not civilized.
I just don't understand if someone can function on heroin, what's wrong with heroin?
I'm not killing them. They're killing them. They're killing themselves.
That's what I just want to know. If someone can function on heroin, what's wrong with heroin?
Well, let's be honest. You can't really function.
People can be functioning addicts.
I mean, you can do a little hit of it here and there. Yeah, I understand that.
That's
but
a functioning addict.
that's true. And then there are people like the exceptions to the norms. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
They're the exception to the norm. That their mental is strong enough to withdraw.
Heroin's a hell of a drug.
I understand that.
Yeah, I'm sure
It
there's
is a- I
someone
mean, it is a
strong.
hell
There's
of a
someone
drug.
whose mental is strong enough.
I've watched it
fucking-
happen. Lizzie.
Let it take control of their role. But the exception to the norm, they're still a rarity. It's a rarity, and still in my mind, the greater good. The greater good.
They're greater, yeah. To let them die.
Okay, I understand. I understand where you're going at, right? But if he is that exception that can function on heroin, is there anything wrong with him doing heroin? That's any different than you drinking beer, or any different?
Smoking weed, which is illegal.
Well, no.
Drinking's legal, so you can't really, as far as
Okay.
if there's anything like you're saying, is there anything wrong with him doing heroin? I mean, legally.
Like more. I guess not. I don't want to say more. Like just like
On the grounds of just doing drugs in general.
I guess at that point it should be legal. If it kind of like weed. If you can function on
What
weed.
country was it that made everything
Coke
legal?
user.
Sweden? Didn't they make everything legal?
I think.
I know what you're talking about.
They made everything legal and their drug usage went down.
I think it was Norway. Was it Norway?
I
Might
feel
be
like
Norway.
it was like South America.
Some country was offering clean needles, like shacks, clean needle shacks to like heroin users.
Yeah.
HIV went down, blood-borne pathogens went down, all these infectious diseases went down because they were offering the addict clean needles. They were gonna do it anyway.
Portugal.
Was it Portugal? And and all their shit went down. I mean, for example, we get a heroin
I
user
would
who's
be
also
more
a
for
prostitute.
offering clean needles than I would be Narcan.
What's the difference between a functioning heroin addict And
because in the end, it benefits you. That's why. Because it benefits you. That's why.
And a functioning bungee jump.
HIV will go down.
Because those prostitutes are out there fucking
HIV, well, hold on.
blue collar
Sorry, I'm trying to listen
employees.
to him and you. HIV will go down. Disease will go down because there's clean needles. Heroin is still up. They will eventually kill themselves.
Except for the ones who were sucking his dick to
What
get
is
their
that?
heroin.
Yeah, the prostitutes are out there fucking blue collar employees and going back and
Did
fucking
you
their
not just
wives.
say the clean needles made fucking HIV and everything diseases go down? Now
But
you're
you're
arguing
saying-
me against it.
No, I'm not arguing like, against you for that. I'm upset about the fact that like, yeah,
Or
it
did you
benefits
say-
me, so I support that. That's kind of selfish.
What's the difference between a functioning heroin addict and a functioning bungee jumper?
Oh, what are you doing? I'll let you go with this. Go. I know what you're doing.
Functioning
I don't know.
bungee
No,
jumper.
hey, there's a wall here. I don't know
Yeah,
what else
you know,
going on.
They're
here.
both,
Don't
they're
look
both
at
risking their
look at him.
lives.
And
Aim
you
it as
know,
a forest strike.
Adrenaline junkie.
adrenaline junkie. He's jumping off of a bridge. He also functions in life perfectly. A heroin addict who's shooting up dope also functions perfectly. What's the difference between them two?
I don't know. It's hard to be rhetorical because if I was flipping through Facebook and I saw a headline that says bungee jumper's cord snaps, smashes head and rock dies. So, heroin overdose in Coleraine, dude dies.
What?
Honestly, in all honesty, in my head, I would spend 10 seconds of actual thought on either of those.
Right, okay, but wouldn't you say like what I was more getting at was the only difference is no look the only difference between a functioning heroin addict and
You're gonna have a tear for everybody that cries on Facebook.
the only difference between a functioning heroin addict and a functioning bungee jumper is that the guy jumping off the bridge has a bungee cord attached to him, right? It stops him from dying, but lets him get that adrenaline.
I mean, I know. Okay, maybe I
Would
just don't know
Narcan't
enough
be
about
that
this.
bungee?
I know
Oh,
adrenaline
I see what
junkie
you're
is a
doing. Okay,
word.
I see what you're doing.
Maybe I don't know enough about this. I know adrenaline junkie is a word, but is there literally people that
Jump off a bridge.
I mean, some people get
like,
off
they
on
just
just.
can't get enough? Like it's just
Well,
fucking
no, like, there's
constantly,
some
like,
people-
I gotta jump off a bridge.
Well, there's some people that
I
have
gotta
personalities like
climb
that.
Mount Everest. I gotta jump out of that fucking airplane. I gotta do 30,000 feet this
But see,
time.
I find the appeal in that. I find the appeal in bungee jumping and
Oh,
that's
there it
the
is.
bullshit.
You find the
It
appeal in
fits
it.
into
I just can't afford it.
Okay.
That's why I'm not doing it because I can't afford
Other
it.
people
I'd
find the
probably
appeal in
I'd
something
probably be doing it if I could afford it.
There's
Yeah, that's
no-
what I'm saying. Maybe like when I hear the word,
Heroin. Narcan't.
Adrenaline.
adrenaline junkie. Lost it there for a second. When I hear the word adrenaline junkie,
Please move these on
I
your
think
side.
it's even a person. Like I would
Move them
even,
over there. No. I have that damn back.
I guess when I hear that, I never thought that
I
was
almost like wanted to
an
grab one.
actual problem. Like I consider myself an adrenaline junkie.
It's not a
just
problem.
because I would do all that shit.
It's not a
Right,
problem
but
because
what-
they can function. Sorry.
Right, but what he's saying is that it's not necessarily a problem because
They
So
can
now we're
function in
trying
society.
a problem versus a non-problem.
No, because I'm talking about a functioning heroin addict.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what a functioning bungee jumper is.
A functioning bungee jumper is someone who has an adrenaline, who has to meet these new adrenaline requirements, right?
Serotonin
But
still
still-
released by that.
But still goes to work on Monday and supports his family. A functioning heroin addict is someone who does fucking heroin, but still goes to work every day and supports his family.
They're both addictions. His tie-in is that they're both addictions, and both of those release dopamine and serotonin. Therefore, they're addicted to that act. They're like that's his tie-in.
And they
Does that make sense?
The Narcan't is essentially the junkie's bungee cord.
Right.
it allows
his
it
time.
allows that functioning person to get that high that way and not die. Just like someone jumping out of an airplane has a parachute.
However, though,
Okay, so the problem and the difference is that, yes, while
Pay more than
adrenaline in itself can be addicting, as anything can be addicting.
Coke can be addicting, but there's plenty of
Oh,
people
Coke
who
is
do
a hell of a
Coke
drug.
socially.
Okay. Well, let me finish.
But
Oh, no, that's right.
you're adding an addictive personality or addictive, whatever that's built in your personality to a drug that is physically addicting. It's a whole different world. Like
I would say
you're,
that
he
you're
does.
doubling the addiction almost.
Right.
It's different. You can't compare something that's physically addicting to something that's mentally addicting.
I know they're both
Because
addicting.
I'm sure there's a certain amount of mental capacity that's addicting to heroin on top of the fucking physical addiction.
Some people are addicted
The physical addiction is more...
Watch my needle hit the vein and the blood go in
the physical addiction is more...
I don't know
when
how
you
it's
go
not
into the withdrawal. Addiction is a mental disorder. It is strictly the chemicals that get released into your fucking brain when you do that drug. You get hooked on that chemical release. It's not because you like to feel like you're melting into your mattress. That's all up here.
So the addiction
you're not melting into your mattress. Your brain is telling you that you're so fucking relaxed. It's the chemicals that are getting released into your brain that put all this shit into your fucking body.
The withdrawals.
So you're telling me essentially that a guy that went bungee jumping on Monday, on Tuesday is going to be shaking and freaking out because he's not bungee jumping.
Oh fuck! Why not? Why
I was tying together what he was saying as far as the Narcan't as the bungee cord.
For him to make his own point, that's up to him. I don't know from there on and there forth. Like, how do you respond to him saying that?
Yeah, so the addiction and the withdrawal is going to be the same as it is from bungee jumping as the heroin.
Yeah, but it's not. The withdrawal from heroin is going to be different from the withdrawal from coke or the withdrawal from fucking cigarettes. Like, you're going to be an asshole if you stop smoking cigarettes.
Very true.
Right.
I mean, like, the withdrawals are going to be different depending on the drug. It doesn't mean that there's not a withdrawal. Sex addicts go through withdrawal.
I think
that's right.
I think that if someone had an adrenaline problem, to where they were meeting that certain amount of adrenaline and then had to stop cold turkey, would go into depression.
But that's why I'm having a hard time with like all the examples, is because we're talking about the worst of the worst withdrawals and addictions with the heroin. We're talking about
we're not talking about the worst of the worst withdrawals. The worst of the worst withdrawals is alcohol. Going back to what you said, Billie Holiday did not die of a heroin withdrawal. She died of cirrhosis of the liver.
No. I wasn't saying she you can die from heroin overdose and stuff. You can.
You want to die. You cannot die. I went to drug school.
We had to watch drugs.
You can
die from withdrawals
of what?
Heroin. Withdrawal from heroin. You can die.
Did you just get a text?
And then what did you say?
That alcohol.
You can't die, but you want to die.
Yeah, you would want to die.
With heroin and alcohol, what are you saying?
With heroin. Alcohol is, I believe, the only drug that physically takes over your fucking body to where your body becomes dependent. Your body, not your mind. Mm-hmm. Your body becomes dependent on the alcohol. If you remove it...
And heroin does not do that.
No.
Heroin doesn't...
You'll go into the shakes, you'll go into fucking all that other shit or whatever, but...
You'll think you're dying.
You're going to want to fucking die.
Right.
Yeah,
why you would ever question me, Mom?
We did research over here, just a little bit.
Actually,
who has the beer?
Dude, we're like,
yeah, we're close.
We gotta wrap it up because he doesn't want us to go past 10:30 ever.
Who doesn't?
Kelly's upstairs.
So in the end, like,
we definitely won.
I enjoyed the debate. Well, I mean, I don't think there's really
winners in a debate.
One of your team members did switch his entire standpoint. So
what I
would have to say.
How are you saying switched? He's sleeping.
No, before he left, he said, "I'm totally with you guys," and then he walked his ass over there.
But, I'm like in any debate or whatever, anything or whatever.
At the moderator though, and I understand I am biased.
You talk so much for a fucking
dude. He's like a producer.
Right. But no, like, I mean, it's all opinion, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't knock you for your stance on it, but I gotta be wrong sometime, Aaron.
In conclusion, he says.
Yeah,
all right, well, that is the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody wants to sponsor us in the months coming forward, we definitely need that to keep this shit going. We as po as a motherfucker. We need to keep this shit going. If you want a guest sponsor or a guest on the show, you can do that as well. You just write us on Facebook. We're on Facebook, or you can email us at unshavenmodcast@gmail.com.
Tonight we were going to try to release a new segment where a gorilla
but there was an emergency.
Eats different cereals, but he had a panic attack before the podcast and left.
There was a gorilla emergency.
The gorilla ate too many.
That, or he got scared
bananas.
off by a black guy who walked in the room.
Which, let's be honest.
Correct my term.
Mulatto.
There we go.
Mulatto.
There we go.
A white guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody can, hey,
fuck
go with the rest of my whole podcast. Everybody can fuck off and die.